Yo, today I'm playing as Austria in the new National Awakening update for Victoria 3. As you might notice, Austria has got some changes and no longer owns the entirety of his country, now being split between Austria proper, Hungary, Transylvania, and Croatia, Slavonia. But it's not as bad as it first seems because we do have this decision right here in the matter of Hungary that will let us annex all of these countries, so it's not that bad. We'll just be able to annex them eventually. There's a lot of interesting changes in this update. For example, national movements are much scarier than before because of Ferber giving extra activism, and the Springtime of the Peoples gives an insane amount of activism to all your secessions, meaning it's super hard to avoid. I think the plan for today to avoid them is that Austria now starts the game on Secret Police. If we level that up to like level 4, I think it's unlikely that they're going to manage to make it, but they still could secede. We'll see. So let's begin. I'm going to start out by researching water tube boiler. As you can see, Austria starts the game with much better tech now. We have the highest tier of production tech. Society tech is a little bit behind the top, but it is pretty solid. Actually, I think this might be equal to everyone but Britain. Britain starts with joint stock companies and what's the other one? Labor movement, I think. So we are a little bit behind Britain, but I think this might be equal to Prussia in society. We are behind in military though. We don't have general staff and stuff. Anyway, in terms of other techs I want to research, I'm going to go pharmaceuticals for public health insurance, then nationalism, so we can get the South German Federation and prepare for forming Germany, joint stock companies for the extra company slot, modern sewage, and then I'm going to start going pan-nationalism because I do want to eventually form Germany, you know? Or we don't want to form Germany, we want to do the unification play. Because if you form Germany, we lose a bunch of Austria-specific content, and it gives you a huge debuff. I'm gonna raise taxes up to high. We don't want to go very high, that will create too much radicalism. I'm gonna do a services consumption tax. Obviously, no point in suppressing the liberal movement. Kind of annoying that you start out with that, because it's like, why would anyone ever keep that on, just if they're like trying to lose? Anyway, with that, we've got positive 44k balance, which I'm gonna use to go up to iron frame buildings, and then build up like say like 7 construction sectors in Bohemia and 5 in Austria. We have a thing that gives huge construction efficiency from subsistence farms, so Bohemia is really good. It's also just a good state in general, especially when we lose out on the Hungarian states, which are sort of the other good states in Austria for the early game, in my opinion. I'm going to queue up one railway as well in Bohemia, and I'm going to immediately subsidize that because forgetting to subsidize your railways is deadly, you know, that's how you lose at Victoria 3, by forgetting to subsidize your railways. For a day one war, I would like to invade Prussia, but they are likely to get joined by Britain or France if you declare the war day one. So instead, I'm going to declare on the Ottomans for Wallachia day one. This is a pretty good state. Eventually, we're going to need it for Stoa Romana, which is a company that gives plus 20% oil extractors throughput, which I think is really solid. I'll add and humiliate the Ottoman Empire. I will mobilize the 90 stack over there and the other stacks to this front here, and then we will call Russia to our side, which should make this war very, very easy, I think. I'm waiting to establish a company yet because the company I'm thinking about establishing is the tooling company. Or no, actually I want to do food company, I think. Yeah, I'm going to go food company. The prestige groceries might be pretty useful in the early game here. I'm going to make sure to privatize those industries so that we can, you know, get some more food going because we want to try to avoid starvation and try to get our pops to not have huge radicalism, which they are going to get a lot of radicalism from various things. Mostly them actually being below minimum expected as well right now, which is not ideal. Maybe I even want to go normal taxes. I don't know. It's like, it's very unideal. But I'm going to give Russia conquer cars for them to join the play. And then I guess I could give Prussia regime change in the Ottoman Empire. I don't think that's really necessary. I don't think I want to give Prussia, or I don't think I want to modernize the Ottomans like that. I'm also going to declare some rivalries early on. And I'm actually going to create my power block again as a sovereign empire this time, because Sov Empire is the #1 block type. Religious convocation is decent for the 5% birth rate as well. And Trade League is good in some situations, but for great power, I think Sovereign Empire is sort of just where it is. This is the HRE V2, the greatest power block name of all time. Who else do I want to rival? Portugal, Sweden. Whatever, this is good enough for now. I'm going to use the influence to improve relations with Croatia, Slavonia, Transylvania, Bavaria, Württemberg, and Baden. Because I want to have those guys join me in the South German Federation. Oh, also I'm going to use some authority to do road maintenance and encourage resource industry on Bohemia. Um, is there any other decrees I want to do there that would be like useful? I'm trying to think. I don't think there's any other decrees that would be too useful, but I guess while I have extra authority spare, I should just use this to encourage agricultural industry. I think these are probably my best agricultural states. I don't know. Okay, we get conquer Wallachia, conquer Kars, and humiliate the Ottoman Empire. Very good. Wallachia, new state of the Austrian Empire. You can now see here, incorporation on same heritage. Well, technically it's now same heritage trait. Now takes 10 years. Or no, sorry, I mean heritage trait group. You can see the heritage here is now Romanian, and the heritage trait group is European. Heritages are much more specific now, like South Slavic is a heritage group, or I mean a heritage. And yeah, there's a couple of cultures that have just their own culture as the only one in it, like Romanian. I'm gonna go for technocracy. Technocracy, instead of corporate state giving the extra company slot like in 1.9, technocracy now gives the company slot, which means technocracy is now like the law you want to go every game pretty much. And it's pretty easy to go right now. Intelligentsia, trade unions, and industrialists all like it, as well as the German national movement and the liberal movement. Since movements like it, we can actually just pass it with a government, or with an illegitimate government. So I'm gonna bring in the intelligentsia, industrialists, and trade unions. It might be good to just bring in everyone, but I don't think there's any point. And then I'm just gonna start passing technocracy, and you can see it's a 29% success versus 34% stall, which is, yeah, pretty good odds. So I'm gonna try and go technocracy. It looks like a very good pass. It would be even better if we didn't have this minus 10% enactment success chance modifier that Austria starts the game with, which is another advantage of going technocracy. We remove that modifier. The absolutist movement is very mad about me passing technocracy. This actually results in me failing the Age of Metternich journal entry, but the Age of Metternich journal entry wasn't that important anyway. So that's not a huge deal. Yeah, the main thing is just that this is really bad. The absolutist movement is civil warring me over this. I did not think it was going to do that. I think I actually win the race against this civil war. Because my enactment time is really fast. I'm gonna start trying to get people into my block. I really should have been doing this a bit more quickly, but it's not a big deal. It's pretty early still. Okay, I guess I have to owe Sardinia Piedmont an obligation to get them to accept this. I'll do this 10-year binding, because just in case we need that. And then, yeah, there's Sardinia Piedmont accepting. Papal states can get you as well. Let's see, something like this. Okay, they want an obligation too. And then finally, 2 Sicilies. I will do. Can we even get a power block embassy from you? Or have I been doing military assistance for these guys? Oh, I have. That might not be good. Kind of a lot of money, but also it's kind of fine. I don't know. You can always revoke it in like the 10 years or whatever. And it's only plus 10% mill goods cost. We also get some unit XP, which is not too bad. And it gives leverage, you know. Oh, I should be renegotiating my existing guarantee. That way I can get a little bit more acceptance. Yeah, this way is way easier. Oh, I don't want to take investment rights in them, though, because that would make them a little bit too close to becoming a major power, I think. Okay, 2 Sicilies. Thank you for accepting my treaty. That is very good. Now I'm getting a bunch of leverage on all those guys. London calling. Okay, let us settle this matter once and for all. I'm obviously going to support the 24 points because I want to get those relations with every single German cultured country in Europe. The Hungry 30s. I feel like this is triggering a little bit earlier than it should. It like always triggers in the start of 1840 or I guess 1830s sometimes. Yeah, this gives some big debuffs to agriculture and it makes disease outbreaks more bad. So that's pretty bad. Once I get this next technocracy pass, please be a success. And then if that happens, I can maybe be a little bit more good here. Yeah, things are not looking good right now. Next Civil War tick will get me there. The new machine. Oh, okay, that's good. That gives me an extra phase. Now what I'm gonna do is hop over to Intelligentsia, do minimum taxes, and then I think no, it's still enough from legitimacy. Dang. Okay, I guess I don't get to go to technocracy quite this early. It's not a little unfortunate, but it's not a huge deal. I'll better go it later anyway, right? So, yeah, it's gonna go back up on taxes and stuff. Unfortunate, getting technocracy early would have been very nice, but it's not, like, required or whatever. Instead, I guess my next law is gonna be a per capita taxation. That'll be pretty nice. Peasant movement is supporting that. Wait, what? I'm not getting a debuff from the... I'm very confused. There's a... Huh. So you remember the negative 10% enactment success chance? I have no clue what happened to that modifier. There's supposed to be an event called like a minor coup that changes it into a slightly weaker modifier that's like negative 5% enactment success chance, or a different modifier that gives you more clout on the intelligentsia and stuff. Oh, I wonder if failing the age of Metternich is what removed that. I think it probably is, actually. Hungary requests increased autonomy. I'm gonna decline. Eventually we'll be able to annex Hungary because they're gonna, like, request to annex Transylvania, or they'll, enact some liberal laws, and we'll be able to tell them, no, you can't do that, and then they will, get annexed by us. We'll have to fight a war to annex them, but it won't cost infamy. Money is looking pretty good. Positive investment pool balance and construction, and just general balance. So I'm gonna start expanding construction a bunch more. I'm gonna renegotiate my defensive pact with Russia into an alliance, and them giving me military assistance. I'm also gonna ask for an obligation. Okay, they accepted that. That's pretty good. And then I'm also gonna renegotiate my treaty with Prussia from a defensive pact into me giving them military access, because that way we no longer have a truce. They should probably patch this way of doing it. Like, they actually want to not have a truce with you or something for you to but just cancel defensive pacts like this. And here we are. Transylvania ratifies union with Hungary. They're out of line. Demand the immediate evacuation of Transylvania. Oh, okay, they just evacuated Transylvania? They weren't supposed to do that. That's not very nice. You cannot just evacuate Transylvania. Except that's actually fine. Hungary, I'm actually, I'm feeling really nice today, and I'm just gonna, give you Transylvania as a gift, I'm sure you really like Transylvania. And yeah, now I'm gonna annex you. Sorry, it's just a joke, man, I didn't actually want to give you Transylvania after all. Anyway, I'm now gonna incorporate Hungary. The alternative thing that can happen there is, that they will or it will make you declare an Annex Hungary play for 0 infamy, and then you have to win that. But if you win that, you'll also be able to integrate them. Although it'll be a bit harder because usually like Transylvania will revolt or something and become your crown land. So you have to get them down from the 50 they start out with down to below 25 liberty desire. But it is very possible. Like, you could just grant them some of these Romanian states around them. I will just say it doesn't happen this early in every time, though. Like, most of the time it happens around 1844. I'm gonna bring the armed forces into government to help me pass per capita tax, because, yeah, the odds are getting a little bit bad. I want to get them up a little bit. Why is my balance so bad? I'm just spending a lot on construction, I guess. Maybe I built a little bit too many construction sectors. I guess I'll delete a couple, because, yeah, that balance is terrible. Oh, also, the government administrations, right? That would explain it. Yeah, I need to build up more government admins here to try to solve it, because running 20% tax waste is not ideal. But you know what else isn't going to be ideal for our budget? Invading Prussia. So I'm going to invade Prussia real quick. I'm going to make the war go Lib Danzig. That way Great Britain can't join. For some reason, I have an obligation with Russia, so I'm going to be able to get them in the war. I don't know why I have an obligation with Russia. Like, it's supposed to take all 5 years, right? It's not supposed to happen instantly, unless they, like, changed that. But for some reason, I have obligation with Russia, and this seems to happen pretty consistently. Do I owe these guys obligations yet? No, I don't. Or I do owe you an obligation, though. That's weird. I'm gonna call Russia into my side. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. Russia is on my team. I will add in some more wiggle. Liberate Westphalia. This usually, like, completely destroys Prussia if they lose Westphalia. And then also lib Pomerania and humiliate Prussia. Hopefully that'll be enough to get Prussia down to being a minor power. You, obviously, before you could just, like, do the unification leadership light, but that does not work anymore. For some reason in this update, they made it so that former unification candidates will simply never accept letting you form, so you would never be able to annex Prussia that way. So instead, you just have to make them not be a candidate ever, or I guess you can make them D-rank after becoming a candidate, because that now is a feature as of like one of the late 1.9 patches. They're trying to support separatism in me. That's kind of funny, because all they can support separatism is this tiny state. That's all my North German pops. I'm gonna upgrade all units, because I've got some like cannon artillery and stuff in my armies, which is not ideal. I'm gonna try to conscript a bunch of lancers as well, because yeah, I just want to make this war actually as winnable as possible, and that will help out a little bit. We are running into pretty severe qualification shortages. I'm thinking I'm going to build some universities for qualifications. It's been a long time since I built universities for qualifications. This seems like a consistent problem I've been having in 1.10 is the qualifications seem much worse than before, or it's like much harder to get qualifications. I'm not saying it's a worse feature. I think it's a fine system. It's just I'm not used to it at all. The Hungary 30s are over. Now I get my plus 10% agriculture throughput. Nice. I can invite the Papal States, Sardinia, Piedmont, and Parma into my power block. Very good. Two Sicilies is still a little bit away. I guess I'll do military assistance and defensive pact. That should be pretty good to get me up to 200 leverage, right? Yes. Also, is Tuscany a minor power? No, they're not, but it's still probably worth getting them in the block, so I'll just ask for a power block embassy, and that should be enough for 200 leverage on Tuscany. I guess I'll also start doing some power block stuff for Switzerland. In power block embassy, investment rights, trade privileges guarantee independence. I'm on 0 infamy. I'm almost 0 infamy, so I do need to figure out what war I want to declare next, I guess. Some would say you should promote your general so you don't have huge org problems in this war, and they were very right. I kind of want to go for Annex Oman, but I realized they didn't actually put an interest in Arabia. I guess I should put an interest in Arabia. So instead, I'm just going to go for Protectorate Argentina. And, you know, it's kind of lame to protect these guys for mandate, but, you know, we gotta do it. Their army's really weak, so I think I should be able to get them with just the 5 boats I have. I guess I can spam some revoke claims just to make them a bit more likely to back down. Chile joins. Chile actually has a pretty big army. Yeah, that could be a problem. Hopefully they back down. I don't really want to add the war goal against Chile, because I don't think I can really... I'm gonna add it. Okay. We'll see what Argentina does. If they back down, we lose a little bit of infamy efficiency from protecting Chile, but it's fine. Egypt's getting supported by Russia, so yeah, if Britain isn't joining this play, that's pretty much over for the Ottomans. Argentina just ended up backing down. I really need to finish this Germany war, because, yeah, my budget does not like this war very much. Oh, well, as I say that, yeah, we're winning the war. The front just collapsed for Prussia the second I said that. I'm not actually going to liberate Danzig, because it would just be another country we need to get to accept. And, like, it's not going to significantly weaken Prussia. I'm going to start improving relations with Prussia again. And, yeah, should make our budget a lot better now. It's still negative 79,000. That's not ideal. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's not as bad as before, at least. I think I'm actually just going to pause construction from the government for now, because, yeah, this interest is just really bad. 7.5% interest rate is pretty high. I'm just going to let the private queue do its thing while I try to solve interest. At least until we get per capita tax. Once we get that, then our buildings will actually, you know, increase our government revenue by enough that it's probably worth building at least a little bit. Get our first mandate. I'm going to go food standardization 1. Construction 1 would also make some sense, but I want to get that agriculture throughput, and I want to have a mandate that I'm going to keep in for the whole game instead of swapping one in just temporarily. Why am I losing leverage? Huh, that's weird. Is my actual claims I'm trending up, but weekly leverage is going down. I guess whoever's in second place is losing even more. I guess they're in second place. Would getting investment rights like make them a major power? It definitely would. German national identity is now based on cultural fervor, which is a little bit interesting instead of being based on nationalism, but it is looking like it's going to finish pretty soon. Yeah, South German got its national awakening, I think. Or no, it didn't. It just got a lot of academics, I guess, that's making the fervor go up. So I think it's going to be time to liberate Schleswig-Holstein, because we need to insta-form South German Federation, you know? Yeah, I guess I'll primary that. And then I'll add in Humiliate Denmark to make them more likely to simply surrender in this play. I guess I'll also declare an interest in the North Sea and then add Lib Iceland and Greenland as well to make them even more likely to just surrender. The gang of Portugal, Venezuela, and Denmark are all coming together to stop me. I can apparently call Britain in for a war goal. Make Protectorate Denmark. That might be worth it. I think it's not, but it's not like a huge deal. I just think it's slightly worse to give Britain that, because, you know, that will mean we have like a border with Britain after we form Germany. Anyway, yeah, hopefully Denmark will just back down. I should mobilize, that way Denmark actually is scared of me more. Now that we got per capita tax, I'm gonna go back to building. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth building when we have per capita. It's pretty close, I think. Yeah, unfortunately they didn't back down, but I will just do a naval invasion. I'm pretty sure that they won't defend their subjects if I naval invade the subject. So I'm just going to go for a naval invasion on Schleswig-Holstein, or I guess this is Holstein itself. And yeah, once that lands, we should be able to pretty easily win by just mobilizing a stack and bringing it in. I'm going to demob this army temporarily just because it's going to cost us too much money. I am destroying the Holsteinian fleet, and yeah, I'm winning against the Holsteinian army. Very good. I'll hire another general so that the battles happen a little bit faster. Oh, Portugal landed me. That's unfortunate, but it's not actually going to be that bad. Yeah, I can just bring in this army over here and that army over there, and it should be just completely good. Promote some more generals here. German national identity has fired. That's good. Get the South German Federation Journal. And we're about to be able to use that because, yep, there goes the war with Denmark. And, oh, Prussia's still a great power. They haven't dropped yet. Okay. Well, they're going to drop soon enough. I guess they managed to get back up to the point where they're dropping them to only major power, and that's why. Yeah, that's unfortunate that they managed that. Just to them out infamy, I guess I'll go for Oman. I should probably go for colonial exploitation next. Can you get the industrialist and government to help me pass that? Yeah, okay. Mobilize this 5-stack, getting ready for war with Oman. Egypt joined Oman, but it's not a big deal. Should still be able to pretty easily land Oman and win this war. The South German Federation was completed. That means Prussia has dropped to being a major power now. Very good. German leadership. This will give me plus 10% influence and plus 5% prestige. And it will also, of course, annex Baden, Bavaria, and Württemberg, which is a pretty nice expansion of our country, especially once these buildings like re-employ and stuff. Looks like the PMs are a little bit wrong, so I'll use reset production methods in all of these states that we've acquired, and that should help out a little bit. Like the iron mines are apparently, why did they go to that PM? That's not the PM you should be going to. Apparently I failed my naval invasion. Did they beat my fleet? They did beat my fleet. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's annoying. Is Egypt gonna redefeat my fleet again? That would be really annoying if I have to stay in a war with Oman forever because I can't land them and they can't land me until Egypt eventually caps out. That does look like what might be happening here. Yep, okay. Well, I guess I could go for a naval invasion on Egypt in like Lower Egypt, or I guess Aleppo might be the least defended. Actually, no, Crete is going to be the least defended thing. I'll just land Crete, I guess. And that's going to be a little unfortunate that we got to do that, but it's fine. Got over 200 leverage on 2 Sicilies, so I can invite them into the block. And Switzerland, I don't have enough influence. Okay, rivalry on the United States of America, I think. Yeah, they're antagonistic towards me, so I'll rival them. That'll give me enough influence where I can start, so not you. Join my power block, please. Yep, okay, they accepted. Very good expansion of the HRE V2. Oh, Bulgaria already got liberated from, the, Ottomans. I guess that's gonna be my next target, maybe. Yeah, that's probably a good country to go for next, or... Yeah, Russia doesn't have that much leverage on them yet, so that seems like a good target. Investment rights, power block embassy, trade privileges, guarantee independence, and we can even ask for an obligation, give them trade privileges. Yeah, that seems pretty good. I just realized their fleet is only like 5 ships as well. So if I just build up like 5 man-o-wars, I think I can beat their fleet. So I'm gonna just do small little expansion of the navy here so that I can hopefully beat them. Also, this might let me declare more interests because, more naval power production gives more interests. Unlock my second company slot. I'm going to go with the metalworks. This will give me a company for tooling and steel, which is pretty good. My navy is strong enough, I think, that I'm going to... Oh, Oman now has 21 troops, but their troops are weak enough, actually, that I can still land. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go for it. Because my fleet is now quite a bit stronger. I think I should be able to beat their fleet. Yeah, we'll see. Yep, looks like I'm winning this battle. Very good. I indeed won the battle, so now I'm actually going to do some land invasion into Oman. I'm going to upgrade to food standardization 2. That'll help give a little bit more pop growth from the negative 10% mortality. Annex Oman. Very good. Why are the colors wrong? If I just do this real quick, that should fix the colors. Okay. That'll give me some spots I can colonize from. Russia's getting scarily close to being a great power, so I'm just going to try to get Hesse-Kassel in my block. That should, like, easily knock Prussia out of being a great power. Oh, this is so much acceptance. I can, like, ask for max money, ask for obligation. Okay, whatever. Yeah, and that way, Hesse-Kassel should now trend towards my block, which should mean that they leave the Prussian block, and that'll cut off market access to the Rhineland. Bulgaria requests to join. Okay. With Bulgaria in the block, I'm going to subjugate Sardinia Piedmont. Passing of colonial exploitation is unfortunately not going well, so I'm going to cancel that, and instead I want to go for technocracy again, I think. Oh, the absolute movement really doesn't like that. Well, let's just see what happens. Surely the absolute movement won't go to 100. Yeah, it's only going to 90 activism. That's fine. I'm at 0 infamy. I'm going to conquer Mombasa. That'll connect our state here. I don't know why it's like disconnected like this. I guess the historic, they really need to include these one-state minors of Kenya, or of Mombasa and Witu. I think it's just unnecessary, but sure. Anyway, yeah, technocracy is going to be very nice to get. Oh, but yeah, actually, this isn't really going to work. Or I need to at least take out the industrials from the government, because if it gets over 75 activism, it's going to kick the landers out, which is going to make legitimacy go as a super big problem. So, who else supports technocracy? The rural folk, trade unions, and land, and yeah, okay, so it's no one that would make the government too legitimate, so I might just have to do this purely off of political movements, but there actually is 30% support for that, so this could work. Yeah, and that way we have enough legitimacy that it's staying below 75 activism. I'm gonna level up to level 2 education institution, because we want to get that education access going up. Actually, like a lot. I want to get the education access going up a lot. I should start building up a ton of government administrations so that I can build up, or so I can get more institutions like Education 3, Secret Police up as well, probably. And of course, we want healthcare too. So yeah, we're gonna need a lot of bureaucracy, basically. Oh, Britain sent me a treaty and I didn't see it. That's unfortunate. Looks like our relations with Britain are actually going really well. Usually, as Austria, my relations with Britain have not been too good. Next, subjugate Papal States. I'm gonna reduce autonomy on Argentina, and then I'm gonna declare my next play as Protectorate Chile. Or actually, is Netherlands a minor power? If they are, then that would be a good thing to invade. No, they're not. So, yeah, I'm gonna go for Chile as my next protectorate. Then we'll invade through Argentina, which is just got reduced to puppet so that we can invade them. Kaiser von Habsburg Lothringen abdicates the throne. What do you think you're doing? Well, we get a new ruler who is petite bourgeoisie. Okay, well, I need to make them my ruler now because otherwise, the absolutist movement is gonna hate me. In fact, they actually do hate me right now anyway. But we're gonna get technocracy through soon anyway. So hopefully that's good. Constitutional pressure is going up really quickly. Hopefully this fails. Or what happens if we pass my new law? Okay, yeah, if I don't have any variant of autocracy enacted, that will fail it, so that's good. What happens if this happens? Okay, yeah, it's nothing too bad. We should get technocracy through before this ends, please. Uh-oh, that's not good. Yeah, we're not looking good on this. Constitutional pressure is going to hit 100 pretty quickly, and that's going to force us onto wealth voting, which I really don't want. I think my best option to avoid this is an everything government, just trying to pass technocracy as quickly as possible before this becomes a big issue. or before this fails, because I don't know what else we could do. There's like no option to press the decline button on this constitutional pressure. It's like no constitution, no money event that this gives you. It's like completely terrible. You get like plus 10% tax waste, negative 20% tax collection, and plus loan interest rate. Okay, we got technocracy. That should mean that this ends. Yep, relics of a bygone age. Oh, does this always enable no home affairs? That's unfortunate that this always gives us no home affairs, but yeah, I guess I'll pass that one. Doesn't matter too much. Seems like they're all pretty similar. And then now we need something to make the absolute movement not hate me. I guess they just want me to fake pass like wealth voting or something. That should make them go away for now. There's a new journal entry for passing technocracy where if you get this bar to 100, then improvement under science will make the intelligentsia gain the technocratic ideology, which makes them support technocracy, which is pretty cool, I think. And it also lets us get some bonuses, which are really good. They're not permanent. I wish it showed the duration of the bonuses here, but I think it's like 10 years or something. Either plus 5% throughput or 10% bureaucracy, and plus 35% positivist movement and pop attraction. We're getting a really late springtime of the peoples this game. Usually it triggers around 1845 in my past games. So yeah, 1849 and it still hasn't triggered is a little bit out of the ordinary. I'm gonna swap from pan-nationalism to steel frame buildings quickly because, yeah, we are not ready to unify Germany yet. I don't think we don't have everyone unification supporting me even yet. I mean, I can cancel our treaty with these guys. That'll help a little bit. Cancel this treaty. Just try to get my influence costs down a little bit. But yeah, just need more influence so I can improve relations with more Germans. What do I want to do as my next mandate? Companies probably is next most important. I guess technically, since Prussia wasn't a unification candidate, we could just do a unification play and fight Prussia in the unification play. Yeah, that is actually an option. Do get more radicals that way, though, so it would be ideal to do it the other way, but since Prussia's a major power, I don't think we really have the option to do it the other way. Usually Prussia drops to minor power from this, but in this case they did not, so yeah, I think we're gonna have to, just fight them in the unification play, but I'm still gonna wait to do pan-nationalism, because I don't even know if I can win that unification play just yet. And we will have Russia on our side, probably, but even still, just doesn't look amazing for us. I'm gonna cancel passing wealth voting now because I think the absolute movement should be fine. Yeah, it's trending towards only 69% now. Should probably go public health insurance next. Yeah, we definitely want to start stacking up that pop growth and also getting our SOL to a little bit more of a reasonable number. And I think public health insurance should help with that. Oh yeah, I have this company slot. I'm gonna pick up Witzkauer Bergbau. I think this is a new unique company to Austria. It's very similar to generic metals, but it lets us choose between sulfur and lead, and it has a pretty good prosperity bonus in my opinion, of plus 5% construction sector building throughput. And that's not an amazing prosperity bonus, but I think it's better than generic metals, and also it's just a unique company, so I'm gonna try it out. Yeah, generic is just plus 10% steel throughput. I think plus 10 electric and plus 5 construction sector is better than that, but I mean, it's close, but I think it's slightly better. I'm going to use the industry charter on lead. I think lead is more in a shortage than sulfur by the end of the game, and then I'm going to give this a monopoly, of course, on coal and iron. Oh, here we finally are in the springtime of the peoples, and yeah, you'll see what this does. If we look at our secession movements, Croatian national movement is trending towards 75%. Czech national movement is trending towards 59%. Okay, well this is much better than normal for me, but it's still not good. Polish trending towards only 65%. That's actually really good, yeah. Most of them are much lower than in my previous games. I guess I've actually managed to keep radicalism relatively low this game. I've had it be like 15 million by the time the stuff starts happening, so this is significantly less bad. Oh, actually now I'm up to 10 million radicals after it updates. I just got like a bunch from that event, I guess. That might change a little bit of things. Yeah, Hungarian is now trending towards 86%. Don't really like to be seeing that. If I had secret police, this would be a lot better, but yeah, I can't really pass public health insurance and secret police in the next 3 years, so we might get some secessions going. Nice to get plus 40% success on public health insurance there. Well, the East Indies got their independence from the Dutch. That's kind of unfortunate because that's going to mean, we can't protectorate the Dutch to get the Dutch East Indies. There goes our first national movement, the Serbian national movement. There goes our second national movement, the North Italian national movement. And yeah, we're probably going to get a bunch of these. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate, but there isn't really much I can do about that. Yeah. We're gonna have a bunch of secessions. It's not gonna be that bad. I'm pretty sure we've already finished incorporating. If we hadn't finished incorporating, this would be cataclysmic to lose our incorporation progress, but we already finished incorporating all of this territory. POV, the entire country is trying to secede from you. This is really what the Springtime of the Peoples is like in 1.10. It's not very good for Austria. It's pretty bad for everyone else too, but it's especially bad for Austria. How's our Polish national movement doing? The Polish is the most important one because oh, we got it. Dang, that's unfortunate. Because the thing is, Prussia gets a Polish national movement as well, and it steals your state in Oberschlesien because the game doesn't know how to deal with split states and secessions. Is Poland not yet lost? How dare Krakow do this to me? I might need to annex Krakow. Oh, I actually get the event for Bosnia. That's interesting. Yeah, I needed a anti-Russian league for that, but apparently I spawned an anti-Russian league this game. So that's good. Days of Darkness. Yeah, I'm not gonna help the East Indies. Where's the thing here? Wait, what? What happened to the event? I'm so confused. Oh, here it is, moving the frontier. Yeah, we get a claim on Bosnia. We adopt the Conquer secret goal towards the Ottoman Empire. That makes the AI more likely to do it, I guess. And we add the Bosnian question to our journal. Okay. Very nice. Pops in Austrian Montenegro is obviously less important than Pops in Austria, the capital. Yeah, okay. Well, I can't exactly invade the Ottomans right now, but maybe when this war is over, I will invade the Ottomans for Bosnia since we do have a claim on it now. So we're getting a billion secessions. I'm going to release Banat because nonsense. The reason I'm releasing Banat is the Hungarian secession is going to make Hungary too unradical, which is going to mean we're going to fail, or we're going to complete the matter of Hungary, but I don't want to complete it because it's actually very important that I am able to establish the dual monarchy later on. The Serb uprising has started. That one's not that big. It's just Montenegro, which, is not exactly too big of a problem. The big problem is really the Czech national movement. That cannot be allowed to happen at all. That's not okay. So I'm going to remove my encourage agricultural industry and my road maintenance on Austria so that I can suppress the Czech national movement. That's the Croatian national movement. The Czech national movement cannot be allowed to fire with Bohemia. If it has just Moravia, that's fine. But if it has Bohemia, we lose. Okay, Venice has fired. I'm gonna mobilize the generals and get ready to fight Venice. Oh, I should reduce autonomy on Sardinia, Piedmont, and the Papal States, and then subjugate two Sicilies. Poland is firing. Yeah, it's like super hard to defeat Poland. They have a insanely big army, bigger than Prussia, so yeah, that's not ideal. I should call Russia into this play real quick, so they can't join against or join against Prussia in that war, because that would be awful if that were to happen. Yeah, we just gotta beat San Marco as quickly as possible. Public health insurance is through. I'll start leveling that up. Next law I want to do is right to associate so that we get rid of the qualifications debuff, because qualifications are actually a really big problem now. Well, Bohemia seceding is really bad. So yeah, hopefully we can deal with the Republic of San Marco real quick. I'll enforce mill access on Sardinia Piedmont, and hopefully they can walk in to help us out a little bit. I'm gonna do some enlistment efforts just because, yeah, we really need to win this war, and that's very hard. So something like that, and then do a bunch of line infantry and a bunch of mobile artillery. I don't know how much we can do. Something like this might be good enough. Okay, still a little bit too much in these kind of conscripts. No, okay, this should be good enough, right? Sure, like. Okay, I'll delete the Lancers and replace them with line infantry. And we get North Italian horrors. Our contacts in Russia will vouch for us. Unfortunately, we still get 10 infamy. Yes, that's the minimum infamy option. We still have a while till the Bohemian Uprising starts, so hopefully we can crush Croatia. Oh, also I'm going to give Prussia military assistance, and that should flip Prussia into being permanently genial. Yep, they went from under +1,000 to over +1,000, meaning that they should stay genial with us. Okay, there's Croatia dealt with. Next, I think I want to deal with Bohemia. Oh, I have an army demobilized. I guess I stole that from one of the countries I got back. Okay, Bohemian Uprising is dealt with. Now we can deal with Poland, hopefully. Maybe. Okay, yeah, this is tough. Uh, We have to deal with either Hungary or Poland at this point, right? Can't just be sitting on both fronts doing nothing, right? So I think I'm just gonna go on the defense. What happens if I do this? This front becomes -60, but it'll be fine. Let's just like mega push through Hungary before they can stop us. I think this is gonna be the play. Okay, we can crush the Hungarian uprising too now. That's good. And we shouldn't complete the matter of Hungary. Yes, only 7 of 8 states. And we have a bunch of armies we can assign to kill Poland for good. Okay, we gotta kill Poland. Except we're not actually gonna kill Poland here, because, yeah, it's only they're gonna keep the states they seceded from Prussia with. I'm gonna take on Prussia's debt, so they're actually gonna support me, because they don't have high enough relations for genial to be enough to support me, I guess. I guess we need to get to 50 relations. Well, pretty soon we can crush the Polish uprising as well. It will give us the entirety of this state, even though we didn't own the entirety of this state, because they don't know how to deal with split states and secessions, unfortunately. Yeah. We'll be able to get the rest of the states from the unification play, so that's good enough. Yeah, you can go back to the country now, demobilize, and that should give me some more money to work with, so I can expand construction again. Yeah, we're running a pretty good balance, so I can start expanding construction a bit more. The revolution vanquished. This will give us another 10% loyalists, or I guess 25 legitimacy. 25 legitimacy actually would be pretty nice. It's only for 5 years. Yeah, I'll take the loyalists. That's pretty good. Another 3 million loyalists. Now Russia's getting their Polish uprising. You can really see the uprisings are a lot more common in 1.10. Even in one of my test games, I had Ireland successfully secede from the UK. I assume their armies was like busy in India or something. I don't know. Right to associate. Very good. I'm gonna exile the radical industrialists. We get a market liberal again, so the government, so you can get in the government. Yeah, there we go. And then I want to go colonial exploitation. I guess I need to go deal with the Serb uprising real quick. Can't be letting that just survive. That would not be okay. Yeah, that would be illegal. You cannot just survive through my uprising. I'm gonna put the decrees back on Bohemia, because yeah, it's such a good state. I wanna keep going with it. Nice. Plus 5% state construction efficiency and 10% manufacturing throughput in Bohemia. The capitalist investment pool contribution efficiency on a single state is not a working modifier, unfortunately. That seems like a pretty good deal, Schwarzburg. Okay. I'm gonna use my claim on Bosnia. That'll be a nice state to take. Make our borders a little bit cleaner. Oh, Krakow's uprising. Okay, that's actually great, because that means we can annex Krakow via the JE. Assuming that the JE will actually pop up. Yeah, here's the JE. Occupy Krakow. It lets you annex Krakow for a total of 1.3 infamy in total. I think it's time to launch the unification play for Germany. Here we go. Yeah, so, we're gonna call in the UK and Russia to our side. USA is gonna join against us, but we should still be able to pretty easily win. We just need to occupy Bosnia, and then we can send up all of our armies over there. I will raise conscripts because, yeah, this is gonna be a pretty big war. Okay, UK, I will call you in for humiliate French Republic. Russia, I will call you in for call ally. And then I will also add in liberate Occitania. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good war goal set. I don't think there's anything else important to add. Okay, peace with Bosnia. Very good. I should actually assign these troops to the front. Probably a couple of these armies should go down to deal with Italy. This army is probably enough, yeah. And with this advantage, it should be pretty easy to push into the rest of Germany. I'm going to start incorporating North Germany, because obviously we want to have all of our territory incorporated. Poland and Westphalia should be capitulating soon, and France is not going to be very far behind. Yep, there goes Poland, Westphalia, and Brunswick, leaving just France. I guess the USA didn't end up joining the war. Okay, we can now make peace with France. liberating Occitania, and taking Alsace-Lorraine. And I can also now occupy Krakow. Krakow no longer exists. We get the Grand Duchy of Krakow event. And this is going to give us a total of 1.3 infamy once you account for the value of the infamy decay. The other option is just worse because it gives you 14 infamy. I mean, you get a bit of authority, but I mean, that's just not worth it. Oh yeah, Banat got annexed by us doing the unification play. I am going to return state on Hohenzollern. I guess we could annex them like a different way. No, this is gonna be the best way to annex them, I think. Because the reason I want to annex Hohenzollern is eventually we'll be able to do the Gründerzeit once we research mutual funds, and if there's another German country, then we'll have to wait for them to research it, which is going to take way longer than us, obviously. Colonial exploitation. Now I can start colonizing like here. 5.22. I'm going to want to level up my colonial affairs institution for sure. Go to all my states that have negative tax capacity, build up more government administrations, also swap up all government administrations to filing cabinets. Okay, that lets me level this up to like level 3 in fact, which is good. What else do we need to pass in terms of laws? There isn't anything too pressing, I think. And most of our laws are actually pretty good at the moment. Well, now that we've done the unification play for Germany, I think that the next step is going to be to create the dual monarchy. This will temporarily stop us from forming Germany, but I don't have any plans to form Germany anyway. It'll just give us 70 infamy for trying to keep our other stuff. There's like no point in forming Germany. It like completely disables all Austrian stuff as well. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna establish the dual monarchy, and I'm gonna keep the Triune Kingdom under direct Austrian control, I think. And then we'll get the federal solution tick in just a little bit. The federal proposal, the von Korommel proposal, I guess that's our industrialist leader. This is the reform Austria needs. And now you can address various cultures' concerns, and this lets you get them as primary cultures. Okay, so we need to at least integrate one culture here. I think I'm going to start out by integrating the North Italians. And yeah, I guess we can make Trento and Trieste into Italian. This is like the best one, I think. The other ones will make our Italian subjects like a little bit mad at us. And the bottom one makes it so we don't even get what's it called? Italian as a primary culture. Now, the devs have, of course, thought about the fact that this would let you form Italy, so they added a your country is not Austria requirement to forming Italy. Very unfortunately. How dare the devs do this to me? But we're still going to get some nice stuff out of this, like, you know, annexing, what's it called? Or being able to get a parliamentary elective technocracy. That's the main thing we get. And I think hopefully we'll be able to re-annex Hungary. I think it lets us re-annex Hungary when we sign federalization into law. I hope so, at least. This is Connor from the future here to say that that parliamentary technocracy thing is false. I don't know why I thought it. It's just wrong. I'm gonna go companies 3, and then also I'll start going for colonial offices, I guess. Now we have a new company slot. I think I'm gonna go with generic home goods, even though it will potentially overlap with the company for rubber. I'm just gonna go for it, and we'll hope that we can get Ford at some point for rubber company. Okay, I can address Hungarian concerns. I'm going to preserve historical Hungary within the Federation. I think this is like the only one that makes it so that they actually get integrated. The other ones, yeah, they don't seem to make Hungary a valid culture, so it seems like there's no reason to do them. So yeah, preserve historical Hungary within the Federation. That brings us up to 3 of 5 cultures, which is pretty good. It does, of course, eliminate a ton of potential options, but we still have enough options. We have Ukrainian and Czech, I think. Yeah, and then with those two, we'll get up to 5, and we can sign federalization into law. I'm going to start trying to upgrade into steel frame buildings. Let's upgrade everything to iron frame, and then I'll do Austria on steel frame. And I even want to do Bohemia on steel frame as well. Looks like we're running a big glass and explosive shortage. I should put glass on crystal glass. That will be good. Definitely going to need more crystal glass stuff. Oh, I also need lead mines. Yeah, I'll build up all the lead mines in Bohemia and some in Bavaria. Okay, now I can address Ukrainian concerns. I'm gonna offer the Ukrainians Bukovina in exchange for a Polish Lwów. I don't know if I'm gonna add Poland to the Federation. They're currently over 10% radicals, so I can't do that. They're at 23%, so maybe I can't do that, but I would kind of like to. I'm gonna click this option, and we'll get Ukrainian as a primary culture. I didn't plan on adding Romanian, so like losing them isn't a big loss, right? Okay, I'm gonna start colonizing in some more areas. Oh, Britain got the coast here. Okay, that's unfortunate. I'll have to try to buy this from Britain once they fully colonize that. If I improve relations with Britain, I think I'll be able to buy it for relatively cheap because, you know, it's only gonna be valued by like 100 for, they're only gonna value it by like 100. I'm gonna use my power block interaction to subjugate Switzerland, and then I guess I need to find a war because I am out of infamy. Oh, the Netherlands is a minor power? Could I get the Netherlands in my block though? Maybe not. US has quite a bit of leverage on them, so I'm just gonna protect with them, I think. Oh, Britain could join. That's not ideal. Okay, maybe I just go for annex Iraq. Egypt would join that, but Egypt is not a big deal. Yeah, I'll just go for annex Iraq. Okay, and then we'll try to get... Oh, the Netherlands really doesn't want to host a power block embassy. Oh, it's just because of cohesion right now. But we can do everything else, I guess. Investment rights, trade privileges, guarantee independence, military assistance, trade privileges. Yeah, something like that. Ask for obligation, I guess. And that'll start trending us towards a pretty good amount of leverage. Well, we have negative 50% from fractured right now, but it would be good. And I guess I should be doing the same thing with Occitania, although these guys usually get up to major power if you get investment rights in them, so I'm not going to do that, even though they are pretty far away from the milestone right now. Oh, I can't do a power block embassy, right? So not too much, but we can get at least a little bit of leverage on Occitania going. Looks like France is getting quite a lot right now. Okay, I can address Czech concerns now. Bohemian Moravian Germans must have their status. No, that doesn't. Bohemia will be unified with Germans as equals citizens. Yes, that looks like the option we want. Because if we do these other options, yeah, this will... Hungarian stops being a primary culture of Austria. So I'm gonna do yes, I'm gonna do Bohemia will be unified with the Germans as equal citizens. Okay. And now it lets us sign federalization into law. So I guess I will sign federalization into law and we'll see what happens. And any second now I should become... Oh, I need to be at peace. Okay. Once the war with Iraq is over, we will see ourselves become the United States of Greater Austria, which actually has its own tag. I think it removes some of the unique Austrian content, but we've got most of it at this point. The United States of Greater Austria is sort of like the last thing. Well, the war with Iraq just ended, but we're still at war with Egypt. I'm just gonna capitulate out of this. And then before we do this, I want to add in Croatia as well, because that will give us South Slavic, which will mean we can incorporate like a bunch of the Balkans a little bit faster, so we might as well. And the way we're going to do that is I'm going to release Bosnia Herzegovina. Where's that? There it is. Then we're going to grant them Dalmatia and Slawian. Then I'm going to trade them Kustenland and Crane, and that's going to make my radical amount for Croatian go down because state of Croatia itself has fairly low radical count relative to its population. And then after that, yeah, we can address Croatian concerns, the Triune Kingdom, organize a union between the Slovene and Croat lands. This will give me Croatian and Slovene as primary cultures. If we do this one to get Serbian, that would make Hungarian not qualify, so I'm obviously not going to do that. I'm going to do this one. And then we just need to make them like us a bit more, so I'm going to take a Monday. Or I can already, yeah, I can take on their debt and owe them an obligation to take on their debt. That'll make relations up to 50. Then we need to increase autonomy, and their liberty desire will be low enough. So now we complete the all Austrian subjects, their subject requirements. And now we are the United States of Greater Austria. I don't know why it turns you red for a tick, and then when I open the market screen and leave, it goes back to being like this white color. But anyway, you get 10% loyalists from that, so that is pretty nice. Oh, unfortunately, that did unincorporate these states because we granted them and they didn't get incorporated by the other country. But we will incorporate these states, yeah, in only 24 months because they are one of our primary cultures. GDP is really starting to go exponential now, so that's good to see. Should probably invest in a bunch of universities, like a bunch of 50 stacks probably, because qualifications are a pretty big issue. So yeah, building a bunch of 50 stacks will help out with qualifications, and it will just be pretty good to get some universities going for tech spread. We need a lot of tech spread. I'm gonna return to Montenegro. We cannot be having these evil Montenegrins on our border. Oh, Britain liberated Ukraine? That's actually pretty good. I should put an interest in Dnieper and try and see what we can do with them. Maybe conquer one of their states, maybe protect with them. I think we probably want to at least conquer like Volhynia or something because I need a state to move my capital to in Ukraine. Maybe I protectorate and conquer Kharkiv because Kharkiv is like their best state. And so that's the state I would want my capital to be in, I think. Oh, wow, a bunch of other stuff also got liberated. Big Armenia because the Russians had conquered all of Kars. Armenia gets to be on the coast. Russia's now got Baku completely isolated, which is pretty bad for us because, yeah, that means Baku's losing pops, which is going to make it even harder to employ the Baku oil fields than it already is. I'm going to go for a defensive pact and power block embassy with Occitania, as well as a power block embassy with the Netherlands, because I'm trying to get these guys into my block. Radical revolt going on in Russia. It would be nice if it was just a little bit weaker so it could be a minor power. If we could subjugate Russia, that would be so nice. But unfortunately, this is not that time. I'm gonna conquer Volhynia from Ukraine, and then hopefully Ukraine won't hate me enough that I can protect with them after that. We'll see. Oh, they actually just accepted? Okay, I guess it was a 6% chance. Hopefully Ukraine doesn't hate me too much. Yeah, they actually don't hate me that much. Well, I'm gonna start improving relations with Ukraine again. And yeah, that is gonna eventually become our capital. Because I do want to, I'm gonna have to swap over to Council Republic first, which is gonna be tough. But once we swap over to Council Republic, that will let us become a parliamentary technocracy, which is the best possible government type. It's like the old corporate state with parliamentary elective you could get with Sweden on 1.9. This is the new equivalent because technocracy gives a company slot. It's like a must-have. Moldavians are supporting separatism in me. That's not very nice. That's a very long name of a treaty. For I guess it's largely just because the name of my country is just so big. I need to get more leverage on Dutch. Please take my power block embassy, Dutch. I need you to get to 200 leverage. I can invite Modena to my block. Okay. Modena, welcome to the block. Netherlands joined the power block. Very nice. Unfortunately, leverage on Occitania is a bit hard to get because France has so much leverage on them too. It's a little bit annoying. They're actually like 2x away from becoming a major power, so maybe I can get investment rights in them and it's not that bad. Just gotta get up to 200 leverage somehow. Maybe if I humiliate France, that will help out a little bit. I don't know. I guess I can also lib Brittany. That'd make them a little bit weaker. Potentially less able to get leverage on Occitania. Oh, but they do have a defensive pact. So maybe I need to renegotiate my defensive pact into an alliance with them. So that way they won't join France. In fact, actually I can call them against France, and that might make them hate France. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Declare for Lib Brittany, and then humiliate France. And that should be enough to get France to stop getting so much leverage on Occitania, because we cannot be having that. Occitania is such a good free protectorate to get. Well, I talked to the government and everything, but unfortunately the Occitanians they just don't want to join me, so yeah, they're going to join against me, which is very unfortunate. Definitely don't want to pay 72 infamy for them as a protectorate. It's a little bit much. Forgot to have Bessemer process enabled. That's a big oops. Just swept up all my plantations to automatic irrigation. Now I'm working on dynamite. I assume this is going to put, yeah, explosives are now pretty expensive. Also running like pretty big dye shortage apparently. I guess I should maybe subvent the import of dyes. There's like no dye plantations in my country, unfortunately. Yeah, there's actually like none. There's some in Africa, but that's it. Very unfortunate. Start colonizing here. I'll put an interest in the Nile so I can start colonizing in Equatoria. Okay, I can start colonizing Equatoria. Very good. Spectre Haunting the World is about to complete. Socialist Demagogue. Okay, a world to win. We get regulatory bodies from that. Anyway, what does Socialist Demagogue do? Okay, it's a character plus 50 popularity. That'll be nice. We need the communist movement or something to get radical enough that I can abdicate to it. That's probably the best way to become Council Republic. I'm gonna start passing laissez-faire. That should make the socialist or communist movement really mad at me. Yep, it's very mad. Oh, they don't actually. Okay, well, we need to change what law the movement wants to enact. Um, what? What do you mean it wants to enact autocracy? In what world is this socialist movement trying to enact autocracy? That is very weird. I've had this bug before. Huh. Well, I guess I need to bring in the landowners in the government so they can fake pass autocracy to see what's going on. What law does it want next? Let's see. It wants oligarchy. Okay, this is very weird. Well, I'm gonna go through all the laws and see what ends up happening. The answer is that it tells me that I need to disapprove of the enactment of law, of course. And so yeah, that's unfortunate. Maybe we can try making the communist movement mad, because clearly making the socialist movement mad did not work for some reason. What's a lot of the communist movement dislikes that the socialist movement doesn't dislike? That's a question, I guess. Does the socialist movement dislike going to like corporatized unions or something? It looks like they don't care about that, so maybe we can pass whatever union law they like the least. So like corporatized unions, yeah, they would dislike that, the communists. So hopefully they'll civil war me now. If not, actually, I guess I have a pretty good success chance on this. Yeah, actually, oh, my industrialists would support it. Oh, Republican likes Council Republic. What? That's not how support works. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, I need to figure out what's wrong. Okay, I can actually advocate the throne now. Let's see what happens. It enables law. Okay, well that's weird. I don't know what's going on. Okay, well, I guess we just have to try to go Council Republic. It's very weird the industrialists are approving of this. What is going on? I actually need to figure out what's wrong. Oh, what's wrong is that I clicked corporate state. Well, I guess I'm gonna try to pass Council Republic, and we'll see how terribly it goes. The amount of interest groups that are giving stall chance makes me think it's not going to go very well, but we'll see. There's a chance we can pass this. Okay, that absolute movement is way bigger than I thought for like 6% support. Oh, that apparently only has 37 army. I guess that actually doesn't have much of our high GDP states. Yeah, it's like missing all of our high GDP states. So maybe that's fightable? Yeah, that might be fightable. I'm gonna suppress it and we'll see what we end up with. Maybe it will lose some states. Like if it loses Transdanubia and Slovakia, it would be so much easier. Well, the first pass on Council Republic was a success, but Heslu's movement is so close to triggering it. Unfortunately, has not lost states despite suppressing. Okay, well, the civil war is about to begin. It's gonna like crash our economy in some of these states, but there really isn't that much of our economy in those states, so it should be fine. Yeah, GDP barely dropped. I mean, it's gonna drop more as market access problems happen, but it should be mostly fine. I think we can win the civil war, and then with that, we'll have a easy Council Republic. I'm gonna get a quick defensive pact with Russia so that they don't join the opposition, and then co-ally them. And I guess I can't really get Britain in the play very easily, but they won't join against me, so that's fine. Civil War is already almost over, so yeah, I think this was worth fighting. Debt is kind of bad, but yeah, it'll be fine. Council Republic's only 8% chance of passing. Can we get the trade unions in government? I guess it's illegitimate, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, I can just put everyone in government, and that'll be fine. Yeah, that way we pass with decent odds. Maybe I should probably just go creative legislature. Yeah, I'll just go creative legislature 1. Help out with reducing the stall a little bit, get more advanced chance. Apparently, this stuff got occupied by a native uprising. Apparently, my subjects are landing it, so that means I'm not going to land it because they're taking up both of the landing slots. But as soon as they get in, I will send my troops to those fronts. Bro, what? The invasion just, like, canceled. I'm so confused. Could you please just, like, land? Okay, clearly something is messed up because the AI keeps trying to land and then canceling, so I'm going to try my own landing. And get a progress in exchange for a bunch of negative approval. Well, yeah, that's definitely going to be the best option, I think. Okay. Someone would say definitely and I think don't go together, and they'd be right. I'm going to go up to very high taxes. I really need more money. Money situation here is not doing great at the moment, you know. Yeah, this is kind of to be expected Because, yeah, we've got quite a lot of construction. I don't know. Can I lower gov wages? Oh, I can lower gov wages. Okay, that's a lot more money. I really thought this was the flag of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth for a second, but it's actually Tuscany declaring its independence from France. Absolutist movement is getting mad and it's gonna civil war me again. That would not be very nice, absolutist movement. You should not do that, you know. So hopefully we just pass Council Republic here or on the next tick, or else this civil war is definitely gonna trigger again. Yeah, well, I didn't get it on that tick. Surely I can get it on the next tick. Surely. Come on. I see only one way to prevent a second civil war. Creative legislature 2, and then I think it's going to be like barely still 100 activism. I'm going to do like minimum taxes, and then surely we'll just get a little bit of loyalists, and that's going to barely bring it over. As we just need more minus from loyalists than positive from radicals, and we'll be good. Please. Come on, SOL. You know you're going to climb up a bunch from minimum taxes, right? Surely you climb up a bunch from minimum taxes, and then it's all happily ever after, right? Right, yes. 97 activism printing. Very good. Oh, France actually got Occitania in their block? Dang. That's pretty annoying. Probably should have been paying more attention to that. Oh, come on. Please, just one of these events needs to give me negative activism. Okay, good. Now I can click this option. Oh, okay. We got the huge negative activism. Very good. Um, is the enactment time worth it here? I don't think so. I'm gonna take the plus 10% enactment success chance. I am so confused about how I thought that Soviet Republic didn't require voting. I just checked and it does. I'm so confused about why I thought it didn't. Um, so yeah, hopefully editing Connor made a correction earlier in the video when I said that, because yeah, that's insane. But it's too late to restart the run at this point, so yeah, I'm just gonna go Parliamentary Republic, and yeah, that's gonna be fine. We didn't lose too much from this, you know. The Absolute Movement's gonna be a little bit less activist now, so we're not gonna get a second civil war. Oh, I need to wait to click this event till the next tick of this happens, and then we should be safe. Yes, no, I'm safe from the Absolutist movement. Yeah, I mean, I just can't believe that I just like thought that, and I was just wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna go back up to very high taxes now, and yeah, we should be good. I'm just so confused how I thought that. I'm gonna research mutual funds. If we get mutual funds, that will give us the Grunderzeit, which requests us to get at least 2.5% GDP growth per quarter, and if we can manage that, we'll get extra capitalist investment contribution efficiency and minus loan interest rate, which is pretty nice. And you have to do that for 30 years, or else if you fail it before 30 years, then you will get a crash, which is very bad. I'm going to set everything to privatize because obviously if we're going to get so much capitalist investable contribution efficiency, it'll be nice to have everything owned by the capitalists. Okay, here we are. We researched mutual funds, so now we get the age of entrepreneurs. Oh, I'm also out of infamy, but I'm about to get multilateral alliances in 3 months, so we'll just wait for that. And yeah, this gives plus 20% capitalist investment pool contribution efficiency as well as shopkeepers, and it reduces loan interest rate. You can do a smaller version of the modifier that makes the crash less bad, but obviously we need a stronger modifier. It's better to take the stronger modifier unless you're only going to be able to hit the 2.5% for only like 5 years or less, because it's the modifier for 5 years only. So like if you're getting the modifier is twice as bad, but it's also you know, you get the same modifier you get as when you're doing good. So it's just better to have it. If you're gonna have it for the same amount of time, positive and negative, that roughly cancels out. If you have it for more time, then it'll be better. The French wanting me on national supremacy is very strange. Are the French Danubian? No. What do I share in common with the French? I'm so confused why the French would want me on national supremacy. I don't share anything. What? That's very confusing. Shouldn't they be the ones who want like other stuff? Or every movement wants this? Or but a lot of the other movements it makes sense for. Huh, that's weird. The Bedouins are uprising. I'm getting an uprising in Africa. These uprisings in Africa are so annoying. Zanzibari uprising. Yeah, I guess I should do a naval invasion because it's probably gonna take over my country. I mean, it's gonna take over the land I'm trying to let it get to there through. Um, yeah, the French national movement getting to like 97% is kind of crazy. Oh, France is supporting separatism. That's not very nice, France. I guess I'll go annex Tripolitania. Also, I'm gonna send my research to malaria prevention and then Zeppelins. Yeah, we can't quite get off of creative legislature yet because the absolutist movement would civil war me if I did that, unfortunately. I'm gonna go down to just high taxes because I do need to get that 50 legitimacy to pass parliamentary republic faster, bro. It's so necessary to pass parliamentary republic. There actually isn't much gain from passing parliamentary republic. Actually, presidential republic would probably be better. I mean, like, oh yeah, parliamentary or presidential republic is probably better. Hmm. Maybe it's best to stay on monarchy because we aren't actually going to get legitimacy from votes. But no, I don't want. Oh no, my ruler's a reckless person. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep going with parliamentary republic because I would definitely need to get off of that reckless character as fast as possible. I think you like just got reckless because I don't think I had reckless before, or maybe I did. I don't think I had it for that long. No, this cost me 8.2 infamy originally. So yeah, I did not have reckless when I declared the war. The Trucial Uprising, unfortunate. I get mill access from the Ottomans. Um, if I offer them an embassy, or actually I really don't want to do that, because they might actually get recognition if I do that. Trade privileges, and I will give you $2,000. Please just let me go through your country to heal my secession. Thank you. Dang, unfortunately I cannot beat Tripolitania with sheer numbers. That's unfortunate. I guess I'll have to actually split off a reasonable amount of troops, like 6 and 6. Yeah, I'll probably do 6 and 6, because that's how big my fleet is. I should get a bigger fleet, really. But, oh, I should not be invading with a shell shock character. That would not go very well. That gives, like, negative 20% offense and defense, yeah. Okay, Tripoli, go for that. Oh, general assigned to naval invasion must have an advance order? That's an interesting change. The economy is declining, apparently. I don't like this very much. I think the economy needs to grow a little bit more. How do I make the economy grow for this journal, bro? This journal needs to stop scamming me. Um, hmm. I just need like a little bit more. If I just had a little bit more. I guess I could like subvent stuff. That would help out with increasing GDP a little bit, wouldn't it? I think so. What should I subvent? I think furniture is not too bad. I think I'm making like a lot of furniture, so it wouldn't be too bad to just like put a little bit of subvention on furniture to try to make the economy go vroom, vroom, vroom. Because I really need to not fail the Grunderzeit, please. Okay, I'm over the goal now, so that's good. Why did it tick over in February? That's weird. Shouldn't the quarters start in January, not February? I don't know. But, yeah, I don't think having a furniture subvention is good long term, but I kind of need to do something to make the Grunderzeit not fail. This is truly an accurate representation of speculation. It's like I'm trying to keep it high enough. I kind of like this system, although it does feel a little unrealistic that if you miss by like 1 GDP, you fail, and but if you hit over by 1 GDP, you get a full point back. It's like it feels a little bit weird, but I think it's a pretty good system for representing the government needs to keep the speculation alive. Serbia will become my subject if I support them, so I'm gonna do that. Hopefully this will be enough to weaken Turkey. It's not gonna be enough, but we can hope that this will be enough to weaken Turkey enough to become an unrecognized regional. No, it's definitely not. It's only like half a million GDP. Yeah, parliamentary is probably worse than presidential or republic because yeah, we can't actually get legitimacy from votes, but it's fine. I definitely need to resign this guy from office because yeah, he's reckless, which is not very good. Is there any way I could get a cautious industrialist? Because industrialist is definitely who's going to become my ruler. No, none of the industrialists have 40 acceptance. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. And you're not cautious, right? Yeah, you're not cautious, and you're not cautious either. Yep. So yeah, I'm just gonna resign from office because I don't want to have a reckless guy as my ruler, of course. Yeah, he has surrendered, but the Danubian state has not. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good ruler. Plus 5% company throughput bonus, 10% tax spread, and some extra influence. I'm gonna take off my decrees at this point because I'm running a huge authority deficit. Might need to take off the consumption taxes as well if we ever need to put on more company charters, which we will need to. I'm like way overshooting the goal. I wish I could make my GDP go down, sort of, so I don't get as much over the goal, because that's going to make the future goals way harder. GDP is really skyrocketing all of a sudden after that subvention. I don't think I'm spending that much on the subvention. Oh, I really am spending quite a lot on that subvention. Exporting lots of furniture to the world. Yeah, 18,000 furniture is getting exported apparently. Okay, I'll take it. I'm gonna replace creative legislature with colonial offices, and then I'm gonna declare war on all these guys over here in Central Africa. It's quite unfortunate that I can't really get cautious rulers too easily because, yeah, my plan did not work out, you know. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. So for real, the only country that can get parliamentary elective technocracy is France. I actually know that France can do this, unless Connor afterwards immediately corrects me, but I'm pretty sure about this one, right? I'm gonna subjugate Bulgaria, and then hopefully we can start working on Ukraine soon. They're cautious. Surely if I give you some military assistance, you can become my friend. Yes, yes, yes. Ukraine will become my friend. How close are they to major power? They're pretty far. So yeah, we'll go through some more stuff with Ukraine. Uh, oh, they really don't want a power block embassy because I just subjugated someone, but as cohesion goes back up, they should want a power block embassy, hopefully. South Cameroon, please, UK. Um, maybe I can goods transfer them something. What would the UK be missing a lot of? I guess they're missing a little bit of hardwood, I think. No, I'm missing hardwood. What are they missing? Not much, seemingly. They're missing 2,000 tools. Okay, yes, that's going to be enough to make this trade deal. We can get South Cameroon. And yeah, that'll be nice. That kind of cuts the British off from colonization a little bit. This is now isolated from the market. Did I get malaria prevention yet? Oh yeah, I just got malaria prevention, in fact, I think. Well, I'm going to start colonizing over there, and hopefully I can continue to expand the Danubian colonial empire. I just realized this is called the Danubian state. This is not to be confused with the actual Danubian state, which is a separate thing in the game. I'm I'm pretty sure it's a separate thing. They didn't make those the same country, did they? There's no way they did, because it's called the United States of Greater Austria if it's a monarchy. Because Nubian state is a formable from Romania. I'm gonna try to go secret police. You really need secret police to avoid national movements just constantly attacking you in this update. So yeah, secret police is kind of a must-pass law, I think. Well, we're on the brink of collapse of the Grundersate again. That's not very good. We've got a while to the next quarter, I think, is in like May or something, but still, we're quite far away from the goal at the moment. Come on, we need more GDP growth somehow. Um, I could just try like lowering taxes or something. I don't really want to lower taxes because it increases SOL a little bit too much. I guess I can max subvent furniture. Yeah, I guess I could just subvent furniture more. If that works, right? Everyone shall eat Prussian furniture. I guess Austrian furniture. Surely. That's 38,000 are going to trade. Is that enough to hit the GDP goal? Oh, we're not even there yet. Surely we hit it? No, we're not hitting it yet. Uh-oh. It's gonna be really close. We've only got like 2 more Monday ticks left. Oh, we're at 575 now. Come on. The last Monday tick. No, you're kidding me. You're actually kidding me. No, there's no way it's gonna be this close. Standardized filing cabinets? Surely that's enough of a GDP bump. Yes, 579 million. Okay. Well, we had to do a little bit of shenanigans there, but we're good. That was a little bit too close. Uh-oh. Am I actually gonna fail the Grundersate already? Is it this hard? I did not expect it to be this hard. I guess I did manage to keep it going for over 5 years, so it wouldn't be that bad if we fail, but still, surely I can succeed. Um, what do we need to do? I think I need to build an insane amount of trade centers. I think that's the solution to this. Because I think the trade centers are gonna help me export more stuff. Um, I don't know. Doesn't look amazing right now in terms of the trade centers. The ones in Austria actually are very profitable. Yeah, I'm just gonna build a bunch of trade centers wherever I have like a lot of peasants, maybe. Yeah, I'll build up some railways, but yeah, I'm just gonna spam a ton of trade centers at the top of the queue because these will finish up really quickly, and that way, hopefully, we can get a lot more going. Because if we get more trade going, that would mean we can hopefully stop financial collapse. Actually, it's gonna take like forever for these trade centers to employ up, so yeah, we're gonna have to lower taxes. Hopefully that's gonna be enough to make the economy go back up to normal, because yeah, that the economy kind of needs to be fixed. Also, we need to like take this back so they can actually you know, turn on machine steel tools. It's very unfortunate that there's just constant uprisings here, and it's like impossible to know there's an uprising unless you're actually looking there. Okay, well we're past the final Monday and we're 7 million GDP behind. But what if I do this? Now I'm 600 mil. No, it immediately went back down. Okay, well that did not quite go to plan. It just immediately went back down. Okay, well I need to find some sort of way to get slightly more GDP. Because, yeah, if I can't get slightly more GDP, I am just gonna kind of lose. Well, I'm not gonna lose, but I'm gonna lose the modifier, and I don't want to lose the modifier yet. I've only had it for like 6 years. Is this enough? Let's see if I then swap this back. Okay, 597 million, please. Yes. Okay, now I think I need to like intentionally crash the economy in this next quarter to make our GDP like go down enough to where we can actually keep doing this, or else I think it's kind of doomed to happen very soon that we can't do this anymore, because yeah, things are not going very well. I'm gonna declare annex country on Sokoto. That'll be a pretty nice country to annex. Next company, I guess I'm gonna go Stuea Romana. We don't have too much of these for oil yet, but yeah, I don't know what other company I want to go. I can't do the industry charter yet because I don't even have that industry unlocked yet. Interesting. Anyway, it's about to be the next quarter, and we're not quite at 612 million, but I think I should do some shenanigans like I did last time to hit it. Ukraine joining the bloc seems to have increased my GDP just slightly. We're gonna hit it for another quarter, I think, here. Oh, it's close, but we're not quite hitting it. Unless. Come on, I cannot be failing just a little bit, because that's like the worst kind of failing in this. Let's do the standardized filing system thing. Yes, we're just... Yes, okay, we're now at your economy is thriving, which is very good. We get up in the air, this gives the plus 30 army offense, so I think I want to go to war with Britain soon. I'm going to start preparing a navy, and yeah, I think probably going to have to accept the loss of the Grunderseit, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's going to build up a bit of a navy and get ready to invade the British Isles using that modifier. We're going to get it low enough into me fairly soon, but I do need the... I need... No, I don't need anything else to be able to invade. So yeah, we're going to let this modifier time out because I want to have it for as long as possible, and we don't need it at the moment. Things are looking a lot better now. We're about to have another successful quarter. Yeah, we had a bunch of unsuccessful quarters. Now we're having a bunch of successful quarters, which is good. Back up to the economy is booming. I'm confused what's happening. All I know is that my GDP is going up, so I'm happy. I would like to raise taxes, but I think it's fine. Well, yeah, it's not... I think I'm gonna raise taxes now because we actually want our GDP to like slow down while you know, it's doing this well, because any extra GDP quarters that we get max don't really do anything for us, I guess. Britain, I demand the Raj. Thank you, Britain, for giving me the Raj. Except the USA is going to join this play. Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough. But our Navy's going to be coming up pretty soon, so hopefully we'll be able to invade the home isles, and from there, Britain will be forced to surrender. You know, it's just going to be that simple. Except we only have 22 months to land before we lose the war. Well, we don't lose the war, but it's going to become much harder to land after that. I'm going to delete all Lancers because they're just useless. Like, yeah, we just need shrapnel artillery at this point. Yeah, other stuff is just kind of pointless. I also need more skirmish infantry, and then that should be pretty good. Economy is stagnating a little bit. Okay, let's lower taxes again so we can hopefully get the economy back in shape. Okay, can I naval invade the home isles? We shall see. Probably not. I need a way bigger fleet than this. Unfortunately, my fleet is only now getting built, but I kind of need to try to naval invade the home isles like now because, or I really should wait till I have a bigger fleet because this is definitely not gonna work, right? Yeah, I should wait till like military airships only has like a year left at least. Well, the USA has the Confederates to deal with, so they shouldn't be as big of a problem anymore. I think landing the Raj is just gonna be easier because I guess our only goal is transfer Raj, so landing the Raj will work. Although Britain has enough fervor that it looks like we're gonna barely enforce on them if we just occupy the Raj actually, so that might not be as good of a strategy as I thought initially. Um, I don't know. Do I want to do that? No, I think I just want to land Britain. Maybe it's worth trying to land Britain at this point. We'll see what they actually defend with. They might not defend with enough stuff to stop me. It's very unlikely, I think, but we'll give it a shot. They're defending with 28 of their troops that are there. That's not that many, right? I'm gonna start leveling up secret police. Economy is stagnating, but we are above our quarterly goal. That's good to see. I'm getting huge negative tax collection because like all of Germany is obstinate. How can I make the German national movement happy with me? Hmm. None of these laws are really good, so that's a bit of a problem. I guess I can go rights of assembly. Yeah, I guess I'll go rights of assembly. I don't know if I'll actually pass it, but we need to try to make the national movement not hate me as much. Okay, yeah, we cannot land the home counties. Britain has way too much defending that. Okay. Well, I guess I will try to land the Raj. It's not ideal, but it's, I guess, better than nothing. Okay, we're back up to a booming economy, so I'm gonna raise taxes again. This is sort of a weird system where you raise taxes when your economy's booming and then you lower tax. Alright, that's actually like the definition of counter-cyclical economics, but you know, whatever. Actually, that's a good argument, yeah. Really counter-cyclical economics. This is truly a neoliberalism simulator. Military airships is getting pretty close to running out, but I'm also getting pretty close to landing the Raj, so that's good at least. Well, apparently I'm just losing this naval invasion. Well, that's unfortunate. Dang. I really thought I was gonna be able to get in here. Yeah. Well, I got, maybe there's a chance, but military airships runs in 14 weeks, so I doubt it with that loss. That loss is pretty terrible. Yeah, I think I have to cancel the naval invasion with that loss. Okay. Well, we'll have to go back to simply defending the country from... Okay, they just canceled their naval invasion? Did USA just leave the war? No, they didn't. Okay, well, we'll have to figure out what to do next. Unfortunately, we're going to lose military airships now, so that's going to make things a little bit more tricky. Oh, that's an interesting thing. If you don't unify Germany, you get plus 10% activism on the German national movement. I guess that is one reason to form Germany. Well, I wish I could succeed at the Gründerzeit. I think this might be my failure here. We shall see, but I'm feeling a little bit scared here because, yeah, we just got a crucial uprising right as, we hit 1. And yeah, so we're gonna need like 20 million GDP boost. Maybe I can do that with machine steel tools. We'll see. I mean, it gave me a 20 million GDP boost, but then it instantly went away. We need rubber prices to be good. But making rubber prices good is gonna be tough. I'm gonna max subvent the import of rubber, but I don't think there's gonna be enough rubber on the world market to fix my rubber shortage. We'll see. We have till February, I think. Oh, I really don't think I should have passed right of assembly, but it doesn't matter that much. Uh-oh. The Americans are trying to land. That's, unfortunate. I guess I'll try to get some conscripts to defend. Yeah. Why is my budget so bad? I guess I have a lot of construction for my GDP, but yeah, my budget is very bad right now. Well, I am hitting the GDP requirement we need. I'm gonna go for combustion engine and compression ignition now. We're actually hitting it a little bit too well. I don't want to be this high in GDP because yeah, that's gonna result in doing a little bit too much stuff. I'm gonna do that and then set like U to mass scale trading, and then yeah, hopefully we can stay at around like 763 because we need 760. So this should be good. Yes. Okay. And now I can set everything to mass scale trading, and then no, that's 811 million. Okay, let's go back to bulk trading temporarily. I need to, you know, actually Just slowly chain this up so I can do this. Oh yeah, the reason I'm losing so much money is because I'm spending like 700,000 on subventions. I should probably lower the subventions after the Grundersee is over, but I just like need to keep the Grundersee going, bro. It's tough to keep going, but I'm trying my best. Yeah, we're gonna overshoot again, so I'm gonna swap everything down to regular trading maybe. 782. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Now this time I can actually go to like mass scale, or no, I should go bulk this time. And yeah, slowly increasing our GDP so that we don't go a little bit too fast and like waste our ability to get the Grundersee keeping going. I'm gonna put the taxes back up so that I can stop the bleeding of money while I slowly increase my thriving amount, you know. It's good to get my money situation a little bit better. Um, oh, now a little bit behind. Okay, let's go up to mass scale trading, or no, let's just go up to mass scale trading in like Bohemia, and hopefully that'll be enough. Yeah, that should be enough. Okay. And then now everything can go on mass scale trading. We can subjugate the Netherlands now. Very nice. Oh, Belgium has become a minor power. I would love to get them in the block, but I'm sure the French have a billion leverage on them. Let's take a look. Yeah, the French have 2,500 almost. That's insane. Okay, I'm gonna try to naval invade India again. This time I have quite a bit more troops. I'm gonna delete these conscripts so that we can hopefully not have as big of a naval invasion penalty. Okay, I successfully landed in India, but yeah, they're capping out really slowly, but this is working, I guess. It's just not ideal, really. Um, yeah, I guess I should try to do a new naval invasion of Britain with this army. That's probably gonna be what I want to do. I'm actually like out of peasants. I need to go like multiculturalism, but no one wants to pass multiculturalism, unfortunately. The Americans have gone over here. I need to get over there before the Americans can take over all of West Bengal. That would not be very good if they can stop them from capping. I am getting into the British Isles, potentially. It depends on if Britain can get their troops back in time. It looks like this battle is taking way longer than it should, so that's kind of going to let them get it back. Why did they just regain troops? It's so annoying. They're going to be able to get troops back because of that. Yeah, unfortunate. Chem fertilizers, that'll be very good. Surely we can get my GDP up from this. Did that just crash my GDP? No, that increased my GDP. Okay. Now we're at the quarterly requirement, except my GDP actually just went way down. That's not very nice that my GDP just like went way down all of a sudden. Okay, is it Jover? Um, how do I patch this? No, that's not making my GDP go back up. That's crashing my GDP. Yeah, this doesn't look great. Okay, well, what we can do is go up on go up to Chemforts again, and then wait till the final Monday tick of the month, and then trick the game with facts and logic, you know? We just do like this, and then this. Now the game will be tricked. Except it's not actually big enough trick. Uh, okay, what if I do this? Okay, yes, that works. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Well, we had a good run, but I think that it's over. I don't think there's any way I can save this. I guess this isn't, we're not actually at the final stage, but I think it's kind of over. I don't think I can go down on taxes. I guess I can try to save it, but I'm pretty confident that we're not going to be able to save this. Actually, I am at the quarterly goal, so that's good at least. But, yeah, I'm about to be able to steal the Raj from Britain. They're about to go negative war support. Okay, they don't actually want to give it to me quite yet. We're gonna have to get to like negative 20 thing. Apparently Britain got over 100 infamy and now it's getting cut down to size. Okay. Well, yeah, that's not my problem. Maybe they'll even lose a wad from that. I don't know. Well, I get to transfer the British Raj. Now it's the Danubian Raj. Nope, it's actually the Dominion of India. I like the Danubian Raj better. I don't know why it switched names. Well, we're back up to your economy is thriving, which is pretty nice, but I do need to raise taxes because my budget is not pretty nice right now. I think I also need to like lower furniture subventions. Yes, yes, furniture subventions need to go down. Um, maybe to low. I don't know. It's tough. And then I'm gonna start making automobiles, obviously, because automobiles are incredible. I think it's gonna be time to conquer Chinese states soon. I don't know if I'm gonna do the Protectorate China stuff yet. I think probably. We just kind of need to conquer Chinese states because we're out of pops. Also, I want to see how insane manorialism on Chinese states is because, yeah, it should let us build while incorporating pretty easily because, it's like plus 32% state construction efficiency in Beijing, plus 56% in Jiangxi because it's 0.1% per arable land, so that's insane. I'll go ahead and declare some interest in China, and yeah, we'll get going pretty soon here. I'm gonna try to get China to or India to pass no migration controls because India having migration controls is very annoying. It makes it I can't steal all their pops if they have if they have migration controls, which is so mean. I want their pops. They're my pops. Subjugate Ukraine. Very good. It's a pretty big subject. Their GDPs can probably go crazy now that they're a subject of the greatest country on earth. You can see Britain is not doing so well after they lost the Raj. I guess they also, yeah, they no longer have market access to a WAD. That's now declaring an uprising. They shouldn't be able to defend against that. Well, I was just gonna accept failing the Grunewaldite, but no, 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 no. We cannot be doing that. We gotta succeed somehow. Come on, surely we can magic our way into succeeding at the Grunewaldite again. We just need to do some more magic. I should actually survey a skyscraper site because that will be useful. And I guess I have so much extra bureaucracy, I should survey the Suez Isthmus at the same time. Yeah, we need to find a way to get a little bit more money, or I mean a little bit more GDP, because the lowered taxes are not going to have an effect quite this quickly. Hmm. Nitrogen fixation process on the fertilizer actually helped out quite a bit. No, it didn't. After I unpause it, completely deleted that modifier. Or no, we're back up to 914 million now, actually. Pretty close to the requirement. It's very good that this isn't like this on your peak GDP ever, because otherwise this would actually be really hard. But yeah, let's look. We are gonna get it up now. Okay, that's good. Now surely we can just keep hitting it, and it will all be good. If it was always get 2.5% higher than your peak, then this would be super hard. But surely we can just keep doing this for another 18 years and get the modifier. If we conquer China, I think we actually might be able to, because we'll get like 4x the pops. Yeah, something like that. So I'm gonna, we don't really have much infamy at this point, is the only thing. I mean, we don't have much, like, available infamy to spend. We have a lot of infamy. I think we have enough infamy to take the goods transfer. Surely, surely. Come on. Come on, China, let me goods transfer you. Um, Grain, maximum. Okay, it's only 20.2 infamy. Okay, that's barely not enough to get us to 100 infamy. Interesting that infamy gives support separatism resistance penalties. That's interesting. Oh, these separatism changes are actually gonna make it's gonna make world conquest way harder. Question is, do I actually want to take grain? It's like the thing they have by far the most of to goods transfer, but it does create starvation. Question is, what is the second thing they have the most of? It's fabric. Yeah, that's not gonna sell for very much. That's not useful. Wood. How much would max wood be? That would be 21,000 wood. That would be at like a price of 35 they're paying. That'd be like 600k a week that they would be losing. That's like quite a ton. Yeah, I mean it's quite a lot. It's almost as much. Wait, this is only 5.4 infamy? What? Why is this so different? Okay, I guess it varies by good type or something. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna take max wood because that's so much cheaper. Okay. Is fabric also this cheap? Oh, it is. I guess I could take like both wood and something else. That might work better. Yeah, what if I take like wood and clothes or whatever? Clothes or furniture, which is more, yeah, furniture is gonna be, or clothes is gonna be better, I mean. Yeah, this is another 5.4 infamy. Do I want to use that to make them more likely to bankrupt? I think I do because the wood isn't actually going to do that much because our wood price is not going to get like dropped that much by only 10,000 wood. So I'm going to take clothes as well, so they have to do multiple. And then I'm going to need to do some more wiggles to make them less likely to simply back down to this play. Um, what else can I do to make them less likely to back down? Revoke claim on Eastern Guangdong primary. I guess that's kind of it. Yeah. I guess I could technically lib Tibet primary. Yeah, that's like not that important. I don't actually want to enforce that, but you know, we can trick them into not backing down with it. I'm gonna start a naval invasion on Beijing. That'll be pretty good. Should be able to pretty easily land it. Conquering Beijing will also give us access to the Forbidden City. I think the subjecthood thing will be enough acceptance to get them to actually work in there, because we get, yeah, plus 30 from homeland. And yeah, that's, I guess, it. Those plus 30 acceptance, which is pretty decent. Or no, it's not quite going to be enough. I would need to get on total separation as well, but I could get on total separation, maybe? Intelligence, yeah, are demarginalized. Yeah, I guess I will go for total separation now. Okay, the economy is booming again. Time to go very high taxes. Oh, my naval invasion on Beijing is failing? How dare it? That's evil. You're not allowed to fail naval invasions. I need more conscripts, shrapnel artillery so that I can win my naval invasion. Surely if I just have more conscripts, I can win the naval invasion, right? Right. I think I need to cancel it and then restart once it's like got more manpower though. Well, the Grunderzeit is not doing too well. Let's go up to very low taxes because I need to get this Grunderzeit through. Because yeah, if I fail, that would not be very good. I'm at 1.00 billion, but we don't. This is now within the 10 million instead of a 1 million, so it's a little bit less clear whether we're actually hitting the goal or not. And now I'm at 1.01 billion, so I guess we do know that I hit the goal. Now I have to what 1.03 billion next quarter. Yeah, this is gonna get pretty tough, but we gotta keep on hitting it for a while longer. Yeah, it's gonna be a while before I actually conquer China and this becomes a little bit easier. Maybe I can go for naval invasion number 2 on China. It looks like it's going pretty well. Yeah, 24 advantage, that's pretty good because we've got shrapnel and they don't have skirmish to defend with seemingly. Yeah, they just have a line for the most part, so I think this should be a successful win. Yep, we win. Okay, good. Oh, uh-oh. We're back at 1.00 billion. Is this the collapse of the economy right here? We might fail the Grunderzeit here because I don't really know what I'm gonna do to fix this. It's tough. Try my best to hit the 1.03 billion we need for this. It's tough. It's very tough to hit 1.03 billion. That's quite a high bar. Yeah. Um. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. We lost it. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, we maybe could have kept it going for a little bit longer. I don't think we could have kept it going till we annex China and like really get going, so it is what it is. Yeah, okay. We lose our investment pool multiplier, bringing us down from 3.3 million per week down to a mere 2.48. That's such a big drop. Very sad. Yeah, it is what it is. We'll get back to somewhat normal after this 5-year penalty is up. I'm gonna conquer Beijing. What is going on with my this? This is not very good. Well, okay. Well, sorry that was a little bit weird with goods transfers. Anyway, I clicked it and now it's back to being normal. And so yeah, we can propose this peace deal. It's gonna bankrupt China. It's also probably gonna yeah lower my GDP a little bit because we have extra supply in the market now. But yeah, I can start incorporating Beijing, and now we can see the power of manorialism, which is gonna let us build up like yeah with only negative 9% state construction efficiency here because we're getting plus 39% from subsistence rice paddies in Beijing, which is quite good. Oh, why do we have plus throughput here from optimal sunlight and plus 20% from Danubian state? Oh, that's interesting. You can get more state construction efficiency from more throughput. So that would mean, you know, theoretically, if you were to pick up Massey Harris. Massey Harris would be an insane combo with this. Especially if you could find a way to keep peasants the whole game. That would be so good. Because Massey Harris has plus 15% agriculture throughput. You could use encourage agricultural industry. That's probably what I should have used in Bohemia at the start. I don't know. Maybe it's not better than plus throughput on a state that little. But it is actually comparable. Anyway, now that the Gunderzeit is over, I'm just going to go back to running max taxes, because, yeah, I need the money. And I'm going to pause construction, because the investment pool has 140 million to spend. Luckily, now I have so many loyalists that I'm not having radical problems on the national movements, but it's, like, crazy how bad the national movements can be now if you don't have, like, an insane amount of loyalists like we do at the moment. I think at this point, it's very unlikely that I conquer Ford, so I'm just going to establish a generic company for automobiles, I think. Yeah, I'll go with Brandenburg Motor for now. Maybe might eventually establish Ford and replace it, but I kind of doubt it. I need more authority for this. Am I using decrees like anywhere? No, I guess I have to remove the consumption tax on groceries. It makes a lot of money, but I need that authority for monopolizing motors and automobiles. This company has already passed oil and profitability. That's the power of monopoly. Oh, 300k profit is just buying levels so fast. It's insane. This level count is quite good. The GDP growth target they put on the Grundreserve makes it so hard to fulfill unless you like really cheese it. I mean, like we cheese it a little bit, but you could like theoretically really cheese it where you intentionally drop your GDP every time before one of the checks that you're gonna lose, and that way it would be a lot easier. But yeah, without doing that, it's so hard. The anarchy, obviously, I'm not going to let India go free. That would be insane. Total separation is through. That should mean that the monument can be worked. I don't know if it was getting worked before. No, it wasn't, but it should be able to get worked now. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. I'm gonna pass the point of bureaucrats. It'll make the industrialists happier. That's the main reason I want to pass it, because the industrialists weren't giving me my plus 20% capitalist investment pool contribution efficiency, and I would like that a lot because I don't want them to run out of money, because I don't want to have to spend my money because, yeah, I'm kind of close to bankruptcy. I'm paying $1 million in interest. Yeah, that's not exactly ideal. If it weren't for that million in interest, my budget would be like very good right now, but that million in interest is... Wait, what? I'm on per capita? I really thought I was on proportional. Oh, that would explain why I'm making so little money. Oh, I like really need to go on proportional. Oh, I cannot believe I'm still on per capita. Oh gosh, that's a big mistake. Dang. Okay, can I please get the trade union? I cannot get the trade unions in government. Please tell me there's some political movement I can use for this. What do you mean I don't have a political movement? Socialist movement? Um, okay, how do I make you mad? Um, let's say I'm on minimum taxes. Can I get the trade unions in government then? No. I can fake pass land tax and consumption tax, and that would get me there. They, I don't have the landowners to do that. I could find some sort of way to do this. Oh, poor laws I can fake pass and wage subsidies or whatever. I think poor laws is the only one that the industrialists actually want though, so that's only gonna get me halfway. I mean, the rural folk, I can do protectionism, and that should get me the socialist movement just enough to be able to pass prop tax. Yes, okay. And then I can bring the trade unions into government, and yeah, this will help my country so much. I cannot believe that I did not remember to pass proportional taxation earlier. That's so bad. Thing I really thought I had. India failed to pass into migration controls. Unfortunate. Yeah, there's like no way we're gonna be able to keep the Grundreserve going. Our GDP has barely grown since then. Uh, Once we get prop tax, we should be able to grow our economy again, because that will, yeah, give me so much more money. The Han are seceding from the Union. How dare the Han secede from the Union? That's so evil. At least it will mean we have better state construction efficiency there. Please, game, just pass proportional taxation so I can get back to growing my economy. How dare the game stagnate me at 1.05 billion? Some would say I'm basically out of peasants, so I'm not really gonna grow my economy much anyway, but you just gotta believe, you know? Well, unfortunately, due to having so much infamy, the Russian radical revolt does not want to become my subject. It would have been really funny if it would, though. You know, that would have been really great if it would. But unfortunately, it does not. Oh, I got prop tax. Oh yes, very good amount of money. 2 million income taxes and 1 million dividends taxes. Very good. A single company is making more than all financial districts. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna start using government construction again. Gonna put me in a slight deficit, but it's definitely gonna be worth it. Should probably build up government administrations in Beijing. That seems like a good thing to work on. Yeah, running negative 1 million balance, but that's actually not that bad for 1 billion GDP. I need to go deal with these uprisings in the Middle East. It's not exactly ideal. How is China in zero debt? What? That does not make any sense. China is giving me so much resources. There's no way they're not in debt. Oh, they are in debt. It's just so much that I can't take it on. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Building automotive industries in Cameroon is not a good idea. All these have such terrible state construction efficiencies. It's unbelievable. Please stop having such terrible state construction efficiency. Okay, my queue's finally stopped going to be taken over by terrible state construction efficiency automobiles. So, should not build stuff in Africa, clearly, until it's incorporated at least. Once it's incorporated, it'll be good, but it's going to take forever for it to get incorporated, unfortunately. Yeah, very sad. But I'm going to slowly colonize Africa. Wow, I'm getting so much liberty desire from fervor of East India primary cultures. That's actually incredibly annoying that the English have 89 or 83 fervor, and that's giving these guys like 0.4 liberty desire. I'm getting the opium wars against this revolt in Qing. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it really matters, but we might we might use that. I don't think the revolt's likely to win. Yeah, I can't even help the revolt because you have a truce. I just saw back to colonial offices, which might be a mistake because I'm actually thinking I want to go multiculturalism now. 1% success versus 40% stall. What could possibly go wrong? The answer is literally everything, but I believe I just got compression ignition. That's very nice. Guess I'll go for macroeconomics next, then antibiotics, then paved roads, then behaviorism. Those are some pretty good techs to get. So yeah, with compression ignition, I can now turn up diesel engines. I think I actually have enough oil to want to do this. Yeah, diesel engines, mass production, photographic art. Yeah, we can do quite a lot. Machine steel tools. I wonder if we can like quickly incorporate Baku. No, I don't think we have an Anatolian heritage, unfortunately. Anatolian or Armenian. Very unfortunate that Armenian is not in the East Slavic heritage group or whatever. Getting a French uprising. Okay. Oh, I'm finally at 1.1 billion. Nice. I guess mass production on cars would do that. Yeah, mass production on cars is pretty strong. I can do diesel pump here as well, I guess. That'll help out a bunch. Compression ignition is just a super good PM. Yeah. Guess I can start building up a ton more construction now as well. Very, very good. My GDP per capita, in theory, should be able to go up to like 10, so we should be able to build a lot more up, I would think. I don't know. The stall chance on multiculturalism actually isn't that bad. Is there any way I can appease this political lobby the PB are in? They're in a pro-Russian lobby. Okay, I'm gonna sign a mega treaty with the Russians, and then hopefully that will make the pro-Russians like me a little bit more. I'll take investment right. No, I don't want to take investment rights actually. That'll be bad, I think. Let's just do this. How much does that make PB like me? Let's see. Yeah, that makes them go to +3. Now if I bring them in government, we'll bring them in government, something like this. Then the stall chance goes down to only 10%, which is very solid because multiculturalism has pretty good debates. I think this should be a winnable pass. Normally I wouldn't say multiculturalism has very good debates, but they buffed the debates again this update, by the way. The oil company finally has some profits now that I got compression ignition going. Let's take a look at the statistics. You can really see where I turned on compression ignition on this thing's GDP, or not GDP, profit. Yeah, here's one of the new events that gives more success chance. To be a good citizen, one must be a good North Italian. Of course, of course. You must be a good North Italian. Not any of the other cultures we are. I do need to go kill these revolutions, please. What is going on? What is going on? East India. Okay, I'm gonna try to land invade, I guess. Surely this will work. Surely. Okay, looks like it's working. Please actually work. That would be very nice of you if you could actually work. Okay, it is actually working. Now that we occupy Basra, we can kill the Iraqi uprising and then the Kurdish uprising. Multiculturalism gives way less what's it called? Acceptance than it used to. Now you only get +40 acceptance on other pops, which I think is a little bit low. You know, that means that unless they're in their homelands, they're gonna be in like open prejudice. I think it's like not what multiculturalism should do necessarily, and they're only going to be second-class citizens if you have total separation and they're in a homeland. That feels like a little bit much. It also means it's impossible to grant leadership to a character that has a different culture and religion to you. Well, like completely different, so not same traits or anything. The Chinese are in 224 million debt. Surely they'll bankrupt soon. These requirements are very confusing. At least one of these. They are Dominion of India. Dominion of India is a subject of, or Romanian is a primary culture in the country. Um, yeah, that's some very explanative instructions, Paradox. China did finally declare bankruptcy. Looks like that is just enough to get them down to unmechanized regional power. Very good. I'm going to annex Bhutan so that we can do the Grant State shenanigans. I actually don't know if I want to do them right now, but I think we will. So it's going to be good to take over Bhutan. Reich, 1 day remaining. Open negotiations with the strikers. Obviously, if you don't open negotiations with the strikers, you simply lose the game. Apparently, my private coup decided to build 197 wheat farms here. That certainly is one way to delete my state construction efficiency buff. Okay. I don't think it's worth nationalizing them to delete them because the AI is just going to rebuild them, I think. Well, I had to agree for the strike to pass wage subsidies, which is not exactly ideal. But yeah, here goes the war with China. I'm gonna bring my army over here and put the navy here, and then for some reason Zhejiang is their capital, so we're gonna have to naval invade that, and then the war will be won. I guess I can also just add in a million like revoke claims to make them more likely to simply back down, because that would be more convenient if they would just back down to this play. Well, China has backed down, and I think China might be about to explosion, so I have to give in to this other play, unfortunately. It will give China, or it'll give these natives a little bit more land again, but I just have to do that, and then it's time to grant some states to China. Yeah, China, I'll grant you Nagari, and then Korea, and then you'll be my best friend, and then, it'll be all super happy. That's perfectly balanced. Just take your country. Oh, you're one Libizire away, and I have to give you Beijing. That's not very nice. How could you do this to me? Okay. Well, China's now a puppet. Now I'm gonna give all of China to Tibet. Giga Tibet ruling over China. But of course, we cannot be only ruling over China. Who do you think I am? A reasonable person who wants to only get like 5 billion GDP? No, that would not be very Connor-like. Obviously, we need to get 10 gazillion GDP, which means we must feed China into the East India Company as well. And now for the low, low price of 3.7 infamy, we can steal Tibet. They have a 50% chance of accepting, or a 50% chance of us having to go to war for it. Okay, well, they did not accept. That is unfortunate, but it is not going to be that hard to beat them. Yeah, it's going to be pretty easy. The power of one army in the India front and one army in the other front. Oh, what? Beiyang joined against me as well? That's actually not that bad. I can just conquer them. Yeah, okay. Nice. Well, those armies are going to get redirected over to Korea, I guess, now. Or, I want one army in India still, because, yeah, India is actually the much better front to reach Lhasa from. Bruh, it's canceling multiculturalism because I don't have 1% support. This is so annoying. Can I bolster the Hausa and get it up to 1% before this event ends? Please? I just need 1% support. 0.1% more. Come on, game. I literally need 0.1% more. Can you really not do that for me? Really? Well, that is very unfortunate. I tried my best, but we failed on multiculturalism, at least that time. So now I guess I need to go pass wage subsidies. So I need to get the trade unions in government for that. That's not really possible. Well, I guess I can fake pass poor laws and then bring in the rural folk and then fake pass protectionism, and then I can bring in the trade unions again and then start passing it with an illegitimate government using the socialist movement. It's not exactly ideal, but I think it's pretty much what I have to do. Okay. Well, we're enforcing on Tibet, and we're about to be enforcing on Beiyang. They become Beiyang when the China split up thing happens. Okay, we annexed Beiyang, so I can now just make peace with Tibet for annexation. And there we go. The Danubian state. It's no longer very Danubian. It's now East Asian. You know, that's how it be. Incorporating all of this is slightly killing my bureaucracy by a lot, but it'll be fine. Um, Construction efficiency isn't great in a lot of these states. It's actually pretty good in Jiangxi though because of the, huge amount of subsistence farms there. I'm just gonna spam government administrations. No, it's probably not worth going that much in China really. The construction efficiency is pretty bad. I guess I'll spam some more over here. And I guess I'll upgrade all my government administrations into being standardized filing systems. Okay. And yeah, we're gonna try our best. Even with China annexed, our GDP per capita is still 2, which is pretty solid. Bruh, the socialist movement just disbanded. How in the world am I gonna be able to pass? Am I gonna be forced to fail the strike then? If I go like minimum taxes, is there any way I can get the trade unions to be legitimate? Oh, okay, this is actually fairly legitimate. I can do this on like high taxes, or wait, what? This actually works on very high, just barely. Okay, that's good, I guess. Denmark just started a Unify Scandinavia play against me, which is a little bit weird. Yeah, that's very weird. I'm gonna have Britain join them probably. Um, yeah, I don't know what I want to do. I mean, I mobilize my army and get ready to fight Denmark, but this is just pretty strange that Denmark is just doing this. Yeah, there's Great Britain in the play. I mean, if we were to back down, we would only lose Schleswig-Holstein, but I don't really want to back down, you know? Oh, the Africa front is not going too well. I'm going to bring down one of my armies to Africa, because I definitely don't want to get occupied in Africa. That would be very bad. You know, having no rubber would kind of crash my economy. Oh, UK is occupying some of my China land. That's really not ideal. Yeah, this war is not very nice. Uh, hmm. Like I'm just gonna be able to land the home countries here. I don't think they get back with troops in time. Yeah, they're not gonna get back with troops in time, so I'm just gonna get into the home counties, and that'll be good for enforcing this war out. But yeah, India getting occupied is really not ideal. Capitulating here like isn't actually. It's like it would be very reasonable if I wasn't just not wanting to do that for like it'd be lame reasons. Um. Oh, I thought there was no people defending. There's actually a couple people defending. Dang. Okay, well, they actually get back and stop my landing then. Is it just over? Hmm. Surrendering in this war seems like kind of a good idea. Nah, no, no. We can't be surrendering like that. I gotta just invade Zealand. That way we'll be enforcing the war goal, and then the the UK really doesn't want to peace out right now because it thinks unify with Norway is achievable through capitulation. And Norway doesn't want to peace out if I give them that. Okay. Unfortunate. Well, I just got another company slot. I think or munitions, I think is going to be the best company for my final company slot. I don't know what else you would go. I guess we could go wood for rubber, but that seems unnecessary. I guess if we did that, we could also change this out from logging to lead and then get this to sulfur. And that would not be terrible. That way we would cover the resources. But like how much rubber am I gonna need? I don't know, probably a lot. Yeah, maybe that's the play. Okay. Oh yeah, I have 1.3 thousand rubber plantations, so that probably makes some sense to do. I'm gonna establish rubber, give this a monopoly on rubber, go to the Glassworks company, remove its industry charter on that, give it the industry charter on lead, then go to you, remove your industry charter on lead, give you your industry charter on sulfur, then, yeah, that should be good. I'm going to stop bolstering the Hausa national movement so I can get a little bit more authority. This is very unnecessary. Am I actually going to fail the strike? This is very annoying. I'm going to get a strike. Yeah, I don't think I can succeed at this point. Okay. That is very unfortunate. I guess there's not even a point in trying at this point. Like, there's no way we hit it in time. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna go back to trying to pass multiculturalism. We'll see how that goes. Got a ton of national movements. This should hopefully make them a little bit less mad at me. Yeah. Okay, I can now white peace Britain. That's good. I'm gonna reduce Ukraine down to being a puppet. Ukraine is very strong puppet here, 64 million GDP, putting it as the sixth strongest country in the world and the strongest subject in the world. Or no, that's actually the Netherlands. Sorry. The Netherlands is the strongest subject in the world. It's actually very hard to keep the Netherlands loyal because they have so much from fervor. I guess also the annexation thing right now, but yeah, it's tough to get the Netherlands loyal. Oh, okay. The strike is only 2 years long now. Okay, at least it's not the infinite forever problem that it used to be. That's good at least. Oh, the strike ends if you complete it after the fact anyway as well? Okay. I didn't realize that. Well, I guess after we get multiculturalism, I need to try to figure out how to get onto wage subsidies because yeah, that's what we need to do. Um, is there a way I can get the socialist movement or something to respawn from an agitator? I guess we'll see once we get multiculturalism because that'll give me much more agitators to choose from. Multiculturalism is finally through. Now I guess we can go look at some agitators and hopefully find one that will start a socialist or communist movement that we can advocate to wage subsidies with. Well, apparently I have 0 agitators that want to agitate for a socialist movement, so I'm just gonna have to hope that after the 2 years the manufacturing throughput goes away. Has it actually only been 2 months? Or is this getting reset all the time? It might be getting reset. Oh, it is getting reset, I think. Okay, so yeah, I need to pass wage subsidies somehow. Um, like the armed forces will support it as well. Um, hmm. United States of America protectorate Turkey, making the industrialists happy right now, so that when I pass wage subsidies, they won't hate it as much. And now it's down to only 16% stall. If I could make the French, if I could like make the French be hated even more, that would be better. Wait, lobby demand was completed. Does that mean we're gonna get even more approval? No. Yeah, I'm gonna start trying to enact wage subsidies. It does seem like the strike modifier is maybe timing out. I don't know. It's not clear because last time it was super far off, but now it's like half of the time that's passed is months. I don't know. With multiculturalism, we got a mass migration of Occitan or from of French people from Occitania. Cool. It does feel like migration is way lower than like usual this patch. Like you say only I think 63 million people. Is that even lower than historical? I feel like usually it's been around historical before. I'm gonna take a look. It's around 10 million below historical. Yeah, I think migration feels a lot weaker this patch than before. Looks like the strike penalty is about to run out. Yeah, okay, it's over. We still have the strike journal entry, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. So that's a little bit interesting. Yeah, this looks like that's gonna help out my economy a bunch. Yeah, now I'm running positive a million balance, so I can start expanding construction a bunch more, and everything will be pretty good. Yeah, negative 50% throughput obviously kind of crashed the economy, but now we're able to keep it growing with 50% throughput back. Nice, I'm now up to like 2.1 billion GDP almost, which is pretty solid. Like I'm only barely behind Russia, my Russia run in GDP, which is I think very good for Austria. I wonder if this update was a net positive to Austria. I kind of think it is, mostly because of the better tech. But this is going to make the industrials kind of mad. Oh, it's actually not enough to make the industrials out of +5, so that's good. Yeah. Wage subsidies is going pretty good, well so far. The only reason that there's secession movements is because there's secession movements. This is annoying. Like, all these movements would not be seceding if it weren't for plus 25% from insurrectionary political movements, but they are because of that. That's pretty annoying. Wow, the obstinance in China is really bad. I really need to make the Chinese get under 50% activism because, yeah, that obstinance is going to be very annoying. I think my private queue might be a little bit insane. Why is it building 65 shipyards in Formosa? I'm gonna go for protectorate on Persia. Or wait, why can I not? What? Persia's a protectorate of the Americans. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go for transfer Persia and transfer Turkey from America. Uh, yeah, that's a little bit strange that America got both those guys as protectorates, but okay, I guess I will be taking these guys from America. America's at war with what's it called? America's at war with Britain right now, so this war shouldn't be too bad because America's gonna probably be pretty distracted. Um, I guess the Americans added some liberates against Serbia and Bulgaria because they're in the war now. That's good. Oh, this war with America is going pretty well. I think I've occupied the Persian and Turkish capitals, so it's just a matter of time at this point till America loses the war. I'm gonna build up like 20 universities per Chinese state just to try to make sure qualifications aren't an issue, because they kind of are right now, and I think if I get like, plus 300% qualifications, that should help solve it a little bit. Fortunately, America doesn't want to make peace yet, even though we are occupying the war goals. But soon enough, they will want to make peace, of course. I'm going to stop these secessions by passing national supremacy and then canceling it. That should that should cancel them all because magic. Nope. Apparently the French still want to civil war me. No, they don't. Okay. The fascists do. No, they don't. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna stop all the civil wars for good. Although the Han are still gonna be giving me tons of obstinance, which is very unfortunate. Britain's trying to liberate Baroda and Patna from India. I'm gonna join India, of course, and then I kind of just want to give in because I don't want to fight Britain. Britain's kind of annoying to fight. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really want to fight Britain. I'm just gonna have them liberate Baroda and Patna. Okay, USA is willing to make peace. There's Persia and what's it called? I need to support Turkey here, or else they might get independence. Yeah. Okay. Now we've got a border with Baku, which I think I want to steal from Russia at this point, or pretty soon. And then also maybe lib Belarus and Poland. That seems like a pretty good thing to go for next. Oh, I have too good of relations with Russia to invade them. Start damaging relations. Oh, I'm at 74. Okay, I guess I have to declare a humiliation war then. Yeah, I'm gonna go for liberate Poland, liberate Belarus, and then conquer Baku, conquer Baku. There it is. Yeah, this run has been pretty good so far. Only thing I didn't do perfectly, I think, is like Sovereign Empire. I could have probably gotten a lot more if I would have stayed lower infamy. Also, I don't know if technocracy was worth it because it did stop us from getting cautious rulers. Although it's actually much harder to get cautious rulers regardless now because you can't invite any agitators unless they're of the same culture or religion as you. But you can, but they aren't going to be able to be granted leadership. Oh, the Netherlands joins against me? Okay. Um, yeah, I guess I'll put some troops on that border. I don't really think the Netherlands is going to be a big deal. Good. I'm going to try to send troops over there, because yeah, if China gets occupied, that would be terrible. Okay, we can now make peace with Russia, liberating Poland and Belarus, and conquering Baku, a very good newly acquired state. Definitely would want to cleaner grass campaign that, but I don't really have the ability to do that, I guess, which is a bit of a problem. I guess I'll start building up some railways. Oh, but the construction efficiency is so bad. I'm gonna try to build up some anyway. Yeah, we want to try to get Poland and stuff into the bloc if possible. Let's see. Can you get power block embassy? Guarantee independence, trade privileges, transit rights? Yeah, that seems decent. And then for Belarus, power block embassy, investment rights, trade privileges, guarantee independence, trade privileges, and transit rights. Okay. And now these guys will hopefully join my bloc. Yeah, they're getting tons of leverage. Okay. Oh, Occitania left the French bloc? Huh. I could try to go for them. Only 60 cohesion though, so it might be a little bit tough to get them in. Oh, they really don't want to give me a power block embassy. Yeah, they really don't want to do that. And they have 1800 leverage from France, so yeah, we probably can't get them in. But I should probably go for like Tuscany and yeah, just Tuscany really. I'll conquer the other Italians probably. Power Black Embassy, guarantee independence, take on debt, investment rights, and then I guess I will give you some money, Tuscany. There you go. Um, yeah, nope, they declined my treaty anyway. Okay, that's not very nice of you, Tuscany. I'll give you 6,000 instead. And military assistance. Oh, military assistance is quite a lot. I could reduce this down to like 4,000 now. And yeah, that'll be good. Tuscany will get in the block. And I'll conquer the other two. I guess I'll subjugate Parma. Or no, I'll wait to get these guys in the block first. Nice, I'm no longer getting obstinance from the Han. That's good to see, because that means that we should be good to eventually have their literacy go up, because the qualifications are so bad. Even with all those unis I built, I'm still like running into huge qualifications issues here in Shaanxi, to the point where I kind of want to build this up to like a 100 stack. Because yeah, I'm only getting like 3,000 engineers a month, and I need a lot more engineers than that, apparently. This building requires engineers, but has 0 of them? That's crazy. Yeah, we're just running a super severe engineer shortage. We need so many engineers. I just realized because of this tiny connection from southern Turkestan, we have to pay no convoys. That's crazy. I mean, we have to pay convoys to Africa, but that's it. Oh, I can invite Poland, Belarus, and Tuscany into the bloc. I guess I could technically invite Dagestan, but that wouldn't really be that useful, I think. So I'm not gonna invite them. Yeah. Um, I think I'm gonna conquer these guys eventually, because it's like not worth subjugating them, I think, with the bloc. Maybe it kind of is. How much leverage do these guys have? Not that much. Maybe I can try to take them over. Yeah, it's probably worth trying, I guess. Yeah, trade privileges. Let's do some basics. Oh, they're not going to accept that. Oops. Yeah, let's see here. Something like that should work. Please accept my treaty, Modena. Okay, and then Luca. Please accept my treaty, Luca. Thank you. Alright. I fully employed Shaanxi. Okay, I'm gonna move on to Jiangxi, I guess, next. Build up like 100 universities, build up some railways, and then start working on a bunch of motor industries, automotive industries and stuff. And hopefully we can get this state going. Very nice. The qualifications are a big issue, but literacy is probably starting to go up a little bit at this point because incorporation is nearly complete. Well, not really that close in terms of time, but in terms of percentage, it's kind of close. More construction. I need to start building up more. Yeah, we gotta use all the construction in the world. Unfortunately, GDP is sort of stagnating because I think, like running out of resources, sort of, because yeah, unfortunately, I don't think Super Germany has quite as many resources as Russia. Russia has so much resources, it's insane. It's quite unfortunate that it's like almost impossible to actually complete this new machine journal entry because it requires having an intergrouping government that supports technocracy, and I don't think like any of those exist. Do the intelligentsia even support it by default? Um, where is it on their ideologies? Here, no, they're neutral towards it. So like you would need a positivist to do it. So yeah, it's a little bit weird that they made it so hard. I'm gonna invite Luca and Modena to the power block, and then, um, was there someone I needed to subjugate? I'm trying to think. I think there's someone I needed to subjugate. Well, I can't see anything. Also, it's insane. Serbia has 50 million GDP. That's crazy. Serbia with an 8 GDP per capita, kind of crazy. Switzerland has 12 GDP per capita. Wow, that's pretty impressive, Switzerland. How are they getting so much GDP per capita? Oh, they have a ton of people working in lead mines and also tooling workshops. Wait, tools are base price in my market? Oh, I should be building way more tools. I did not realize tools were only base price. That's insane. Tools gotta be way lower than base price. Wait, why is there only like 25 productive? Do I not have all my tooling factories on the right PM? Yeah, they are all on this PM. How are they so little productivity? What? Oh, they're becoming way more productivity with labor saving PMs. Interesting. But like, how are they so unproductive? That seems weird. Let's take a look at it. Oh, I guess it's not considering throughput. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm gonna build up like 200 tuning workshops or something in Jiangxi, and we'll see how that goes. I should probably just start spamming like a ton of tuning workshops kind of everywhere, because yeah, that should hopefully help fix the economy, you know? We still gotta get more GDPs. Probably can't hit 10 billion, but we can get kind of close, you know? You can always get quite a lot of GDP if you annex China. You're kidding me. There's no way Poland is getting defeated by this fundamentalist revolt. That's insane. It has like half the troops. How is this happening? This makes no sense. Oh, Poland is running small arms shortages. I need to goods transfer them stuff. I'll give them military assistance, and then small arms, and artillery, and ammunition. With that, Poland should be able to win against the fundamentalist revolt, hopefully, because their ammo prices and stuff will go back to being reasonable, in theory. Yes, now all their prices are good, so they should get org on their armies, and that should let them actually win against the revolt. Because if they lose, that would be very bad for us. That's a lot of textile mills that the private construction queue is building. Wow. I'm gonna start subventing automobiles because, you know, GDP must go burr, and my GDP is not going burr enough. And so the only way to fix this problem of the world is to put on a giant subvention on automobiles, clearly. Yep, there we go. It should make the world market demand 1 trillion automobiles from me. We can now subjugate Poland. That should be pretty nice. Belarus is gonna be next, and then Tuscany. Oh, Parma was who I wanted to subjugate. Okay, Parma, you can become a protectorate. Slowly, slowly protectorating everyone. My infamy is almost finally completely over, which is kind of nice. I don't know what I want to go for next. I could like protectorate Egypt, I guess. That would be kind of decent. Or we could try to conquer Moldavia. Kind of a ugly border there in the middle of Eastern Europe. Apparently the secession actually won in West Sardinia, Piedmont, and or maybe no, they might have done Treaty of Turin. I think that's what happened. Serbia is demanding independence from me? What in the world? Uh, they have Britain supporting their independence in the Netherlands and Spain. Oh, that's a little bit annoying. Whatever. Serbia, you're not going to be allowed to get your independence, unfortunately for you. Britain called in their Scandinavian protectorate. I call this a Scandinavian move. How could they do this to me? I just want to stop these guys from getting independence, and you want to stop me from stopping them like that? How dare you, Britain? This is so mean of Britain. I should have liberated Scotland and Ireland from Britain at some point so that they're not so strong. Because Britain's so strong, it's very hard to do anything to stop them. I've unlocked chem warfare and flamethrowers. I forgot that I was researching those. I should definitely turn those on all my armies. That'll help out a lot with winning this war. It'll help out so much. It's unbelievable. My stuff in Africa is getting occupied. I did not realize that was going on. I really should have realized that was going to be going on. That's unfortunate. Come on, Britain. Just let me white peace this war, you know? No, I will revoke my claim on Montenegro. No. The Netherlands just doesn't want to make peace yet, unfortunately. Very sad. I'm running a huge shortage of wood. I'm gonna put a high subvention on wood. I need all of the world's wood to come to Germany. Can I white peace before the Netherlands decides that they don't want to white peace anymore? No. Okay, that's unfortunate. Now the Netherlands think they can get their independence, but they're definitely not going to get their independence. They're just wrong for thinking that. This 500 stack is going to now stop the Netherlands from getting its independence. I want to try to reclaim Africa, but it's not really going to be possible. At least there isn't that much devastation there. I'm going to now subjugate Belarus. Now we just got to subjugate the Italians. I guess we would also want to get Occitania in the block, ideally. No, France has got too much leverage on them. That's not happening. Oh, and they're just a minor or major power. I'm out of infamy, actually. I guess I can go for protectorate on Egypt. Yeah, that would be pretty good. Another country to annex when we form the HRE. Yeah, I'm gonna propose peace deal with Netherlands because I just want to get out of that war. Yeah, okay, finally, we can get out of that war. Stop worrying about that war and start worrying about much better wars. Turkey is very loyal, very good. I'm gonna reduce them to puppet as well as Persia. Oh, I got the great bug. Is fleet is not engaged in battle when it's not engaged in battle. Someone reported this in the Discord. Yeah, that's a pretty rough bug. Surely one of these like flotillas will not be in a battle, right? No, apparently basically all of them are, or at least a random one was. Well, that's very unfortunate. Okay, that one wasn't. Okay, that's good at least. Hopefully one ship is enough to naval invade Landfang. It looks like their army's really weak, so I think it will be. Modena, subjugate. Slowly subjugating all of the Italians. I'm gonna conquer Bessarabia and Dobruja from Russia because the borders look so bad. And then also Moldavia. Yeah, the borders just look terrible, so I gotta conquer that. We'll leave them with Lithuania, because that would be a lot of infamy to conquer that too. I guess I could liberate Lithuania. Probably not going to protectorate it, but you can make it free at least. Primary that to make Russia less likely to back down to the play. And I think this should be a decent war. Yeah, I don't want to primary this. It'd be another 3 infamy. Oh, Russia's occupying my stuff in China. I should probably move some armies over to deal with that. What do you mean I have a negative? Oh, these troops are just not on the front for some reason. That's a little bit of a mistake. Yeah. Proposed peace deal. Bessarabia, Dobruja. Very good. Um, Relations with Moldavia are almost low enough that I can invade them. Then I will just be subjugating Lucca. Death to secessionists? No, we don't want to make them in radical. That would make them secede more, not less. This game does not understand secessions clearly. Use autonomy on Belarus and Poland. Very nice. Oh, and Bulgaria. Well, I finally subjugated all of the Italians, so I think that's pretty much the end of the run. I'm gonna form the Holy Roman Empire and see what our final GDP would be. Well, first I do need to like grant some states, like Tuscany. You can have Romania, whatever you need. Orta Unanistan, sure. You can just have whatever you need in order to become a puppet, and then I'm obviously gonna do the same thing to all of the other Italians until they're reduced to puppet, and then the same thing to the Netherlands. And then I'm also going to grant Tuscany all the way into like Ukraine and Poland, so that all that gets annexed. You know, you can do a lot with unifications. They're very strong. Now, I guess I need to create a grant state chain from the Netherlands to at least Switzerland. So, North Rhine, Rhineland, and Alsace-Lorraine, or I guess I can't give Alsace-Lorraine. So, huh, that's weird. Hmm. Can I give it to Switzerland? No. Okay, I guess I'm gonna treaty it to Switzerland. Elsass-Lothringen. And then from there, I can grant it to the Netherlands. Now I will get the Liberty Desire reduction still. I have to grant them a lot of states to get them down to puppet, unfortunately. Yeah, oh, I guess I can grant them East Switzerland. Then if I grant them Lombardia and Venice, if I grant Sardinia, Piedmont, Lombardia, and Venice, then I can grant them all the other states that way. Lombardia and Venice. Lombardy, take please. And then take Venice, please. Thank you. Now I can grant a billion states to the Netherlands. Okay, now the Netherlands can be reduced to puppet. And now I just need to grant, I guess since the Netherlands is actually an HRA culture, I can grant all the stuff I gave to Egypt and Serbia to the Netherlands / Lucca, and that will fix everything. I forgot to conquer Moldavia. I must put this on pause so I can conquer Moldavia. Sorry. Well, I occupied Moldavia, but Russia's in the war, so it's going to take a second. We're going to have to just try to white peace Russia. I assume they're going to want to white peace fairly quickly because we have like a 90 front advantage. So yeah, they're not really going to stand much of a chance. But unfortunately, they're going to slightly delay me. Now, white peace is war with Russia. Very nice. Well, we're still at 5.6 billion, even though we granted a bunch of our states that were having quite a bit of GDP to the Netherlands. That's good. Time to form the Holy Roman Empire and see what our GDP jumps up to. That's a bit of a pause. Okay, not actually that much. I was kind of expecting more than 6.67 billion. Pan-European Technate, that's a interesting name. I think I might have the thumbnail as United States of Greater Austria though, because yeah, this looks a little bit weird. A case for Yugoslavia. Okay, this lets us get claims on Yugoslavia. There's some bug where the HRE gets claims on Yugoslavia from this, which probably should not be the case, but it is the case. So yeah, 6.6 billion. Kind of thought it was going to be higher, but hey, that's not too bad, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna end off the run there. The Pan-European Technate, pretty good. Kind of wish we would have gotten Occitania, and the French stealing Savoy and Piedmontian Provence is not great, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with this run. GDP per capita definitely could have been improved. But yeah, I think this run was pretty solid. I don't know why my GDP per capita is so low in some of these states. I guess we are just like kind of out of wood is one thing. Yeah, we could have probably built more steel. That would have helped a little bit. There's lots of things we could have done to increase our GDP per capita, like not have 20 million unemployed. Actually, only 20 million, yeah. We've almost employed everyone, but our GDP per capita is only like 5. Quite surprising. Looking at the culture map mode, everything looks pretty normal except for Han being the super majority in Austria. Wow, that's a lot of Han people in Austria. There's 20 million Han people in Austria? Wow, there's quite a lot. There's also minor Han populations in Westphalia, Alsace-Lorraine, and seemingly just those two states pretty much. I think it's because the Han cultural communities are much less likely to spawn now because the pops are only tier 2 accepted or tier 3 acceptance instead of tier 5. I think tier 3 gives a pretty big penalty to cultural community spawn chance. So that would explain why there's only like 4 places in Europe that have Han cultural communities. This is what the GDP map mode looks like. It's pretty much Bohemia plus Austria, and then a bunch of Chinese states as our top GDP states. I guess we can look at the strategic region GDP map, or GDP mode. Might be a little interesting. The top GDP strategic region is China's, of course, and then the next is South Germany with about 500 million GDP in it, because you have to multiply these numbers by 52 to get the yearly GDP, because for some reason these are monthly GDPs, I believe. Or no, sorry, they're weekly GDPs, not monthly. Obviously, you don't multiply 52 for a month. Yeah, that's my first run on the update. Migration definitely feels a lot weaker this version. I'm pretty happy with the update. And I think Austria was not really nerfed or buffed in this update. I think it stayed roughly the same power level. Although I don't have a 1.9 comparison run to like compare this to. But yeah, that's my opinion, is that it was roughly even in terms of whether it buffed or nerfed Austria. And so yeah, that's the end of the video. So goodbye!